Good to go. Welcome back, everybody. Round 2 and 3. So who's your guys' prediction for round 2? Or who do you want to see?
For what? The Bengals?
Yeah, the Bengals. For the Bengals, Cincinnati Bengals.
I don't know. Let's see. We got safety. So I would like to see a tight end, I think.
This early
think
still?
they need
Tight end?
Let me see. I don't think a tight end's been picked yet. Has one?
Well, I mean early for the Bengals. I mean, like, so you would prioritize a tight end over like a guard?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, what, are you going to get the 10th or 11th best offensive lineman at this point versus the best tight end? I think I'd rather take my chances with the best tight end.
I would agree.
So you're wanting tight end as well? Say if Trey McBride isn't there.
I would want a tight end.
Do you have like any specific tight end in mind?
No. Let's figure that out. Do you have a list of the top available?
Well, so I think, I should be able to pull that up. Here, hold on. I want to say McBride would definitely be number 1, and then I think Dulcich would be number 2.
Dulcich.
I would like that for the roadkill garage connection.
But I think he would be more of like a round 3 type deal, though. That's where I would like to see a tight end, maybe round 3.
Yeah, Bengals pick at the end of the second round, so they're essentially top of the third round pick. I don't know that you're like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really mess up the value that much, does it?
Yeah. So there's Trey McBride, the Dulcich. They actually have Record, the guy from Ohio State, as the third. I think we have ties to Jelani Woods, the guy from Virginia, and then Isaiah Likely, which I think that is more of like a 5th, maybe 6th round option, which he would be more of like a developmental guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the really there's only one polished receiver, and that would be the McBride. So I think if he's there at the end of the round 2, then that would make a lot of sense. For me, it just depends on what defensive players are still available.
Well, what defensive players, like positionally?
He may have just been picked, but like for instance, if Booth Jr. is still available, then he may be worth taking over the tight end.
Yeah, is he a corner?
He's a corner, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Out of
I
Clemson?
don't see him gone, but he might have gone in. Did he go in the first round?
No.
No. Okay. Well, he hasn't gone yet in the second round. They took McCreary. He's gone. He's the corner out of Auburn, and then Gordon, the corner out of Washington, went. But those are the only 2 corners to go so far.
So, like, I actually, the more I look back at our first round pick, the more I like it, because I think the way I'm understanding it is because, like, I've always saw him as like kind of like a Mike Hilton, and that's why I didn't really think he would be worth but I think they also think he's like a top 15 type player, like that's his grade. But I think they may also line him out on the outside. Like, if there's ever like a weird matchup, he might be like a good guy to put on a tight end on the outside. So, like, not only does he add depth, he adds like versatility. So, like, in the long run, it may be like a really good pick. And I think they didn't expect him to be there, because there was a few other pass rushers that you think they probably would have taken, or they had an option to take. Basically, the ones that were picked already at the top of the second round, they could have picked. I know Logan Hall, or is that his name?
I think he went already.
He went pretty early.
He was first.
No,
I think he was the first pick of the second round, right?
Yeah, defensive end.
Yeah, we could have had him, and he would have been a solid pick. I don't think anyone would have questioned that, even if we would have picked him over Dax Hill. But I just think the value was such great for Dax Hill that, like, he should have been a top 15.
It's a need, right?
Well, yeah, but it's funny because I'm not sure maybe if this is that big of a deal, but like when they were already taking pictures of him at the stadium, it's funny. It's like, damn, he's already at the stadium, but they had him on the jumbotron or whatever you want to call it, and they just labeled him as a DB. I'm not sure what the significance of that is, but I know like he's technically considered a safety coming out of the draft, but I think they see him as like literally a DB. You can just put him anywhere in the backfield, or not the backfield, but
Yeah, I think that they're looking for, like the playmaker or whatever. But, kind of. I mean, the Bengals were high on Devin Bush when he got picked by the Steelers in that draft. There's been talk of the Bengals getting Tyrann Mathieu. So I think they want kind of like a guy to play various positions in the defensive backfield to kind of, look to get picks or, kind of roam around a little bit. If that's the right word, I don't really know. But I can see him doing something like that.
But I mean, if we're just like watching the draft just play out, it seems like they will just take the best available player. So it's like,
Yeah. Oh, there's your guy. Booth just went.
oh, well, there you go. I mean, it makes sense. He probably had a first round grade, but I think his concern is that they said he didn't test out, and I think he has injury concerns. So, but I think that's kind of a steal in the second round. Like he's.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, it's like one of those things where maybe he suffered because Clemson wasn't as high profile this year, because they lost a few games.
I don't know. The NFL is very like bougie, I feel like, but like I think it really hurts players when they don't try to test out or when they don't do things. But a lot of times, maybe the NFL knows when they do that, they're just trying to hide an injury or something to that extent.
I mean, wouldn't you try to hide an injury?
Well, it's better. Yeah, it's better not to do it. I mean, it's a calculated risk, right?
Yeah. I mean,
man, that would have been my dream scenario if he would have fell to the Bengals. But I knew realistically he wasn't going to fall. But man, he would have been so good. That would have been such a clutch draft if we would have got him and Hill. That would have been, man.
I guess I don't know. I don't see the defensive backfield as that big of a need. I mean,
yeah, but if you think about it, like. Because we are truly in a position just to take BPA, right? So, like,
yeah,
I just think he was kind of undervalued just based off of like some circumstance things. Now, the thing we don't know is like when they do these interviews or they have these additional tests, is like how hurt are they really? I mean, I would assume NFL teams probably have a better idea. Not to say that they always get it right, but that's usually why people drop is because they're hurt. Oh wow, Wan'Dale Robinson.
Yeah. I saw the Packers took a wide receiver, so
that guy out of North Dakota State.
Yeah,
so good for them, I guess.
I guess they should have picked Alec Pierce.
What if he falls to the second round to the Bengals? You think the Bengals will take a shot on him? I think they would consider him in the second round.
I don't know if they do.
I don't know.
If they do.
We lost. We don't have Auden Tate. We lost him. So
yeah, I mean they're going to take a receiver at some point in the draft. That's a given.
How many snaps did Auden Tate play?
Not a lot.
Not a lot because he got hurt, right? And then
and he just didn't see. He just didn't see the field.
I'm just second round pick. You want a guy that's going to play a little bit. I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm not. Just the receiving core is so good. Like the top 3 guys are like no rookie is going to take any of their jobs.
Yeah.
So, were you going to spend a second round pick on your 4th receiver?
Okay, what if this happens? What if that Ojabo falls to the Bengals?
Now that's a pick I like because it's sort of like the Bengals are like.
I'd be really happy with that.
You need to pick guys that are good enough to get on the field, and if a guy's maybe hurt, not going to play right away, but when he comes back, he'll be able to find the field. That'll make your team better.
I like that pick a lot.
But I mean, it's a pretty serious injury, right?
Yeah, but I mean that's assuming that they think he can come back at some point this year. meaning even if that means the playoffs, right? But I would assume that he would be
Yeah.
able to make towards like because Achilles is like 6 months. I think, right?
I don't know. I mean, it could be up to a year, right?
I guess that's true. I mean, if it's a year, then he could have a pretty significant
Oh
slide.
wow, Browns have traded their pick.
The-
Ooh,
from
did
the
the
third round
Texans go quarterback?
right now.
Yeah, why not?
If I were them, I would take Ritter. That would make so much sense. But they would take Willis. That seems like
Why?
a more Houston move to make a splash.
I mean, they don't have a quarterback, so
I mean, they
They
do,
got Davis
but
Mills, right?
yeah,
yeah, I don't
All
know if
three of them.
he's good, but I don't know if he's the answer.
definitely not the
Yeah.
answer, and he's definitely upgradable. So,
Mhm.
Yeah,
I mean, at this point, why wouldn't you take Ritter?
I don't know. I can think of a reason why you would, so I can play my down the drive sound.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. Big shout
yeah.
out to Jonah Williams, right? He got his
Oh yeah, he got his option picked up.
well
Oh
deserved.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Well, I mean, I was in the. I mean, heavily defended Jonah Williams when like we were talking about the whole should we pick Penei Sewell kind of thing. So I mean, I think it's a good move. I mean, the offensive line is looking good for the Bengals.
Well,
I think they're in pretty good shape
not
because you're
only
really
that,
looking for one guard or one. You know what I mean? Because you got a center and a guard, so you only
I
need
think the
one
play
guard.
is they'll probably get like a center like late in the 5th or 6th round or something like that, or in the 5th or 6th round. I don't have to say late, but
Yeah, but they did that last year.
yeah,
Why would
but
you do that again?
well, because I think I think there was word on the street that the second rated center may have been potentially like option number 1, right? So if you have a pretty close grade for the top 2 centers and you know you can get the second center way late in the draft,
Which street? Which street? You getting secret information from the street?
I can't remember exactly where I saw it, but
Of course, you got to keep it secret. But where's this?
I'm pretty sure it
Who
was on
is the
Twitter.
guy? Or should
What-
we be excited about it?
Here, let me see if I can find his name. Here, hold on. Let me see
Okay,
best
yeah.
available.
Get
Go
a
to
name
center.
to at least get excited about. Oh,
It might have been
Sebastian
Jurgens. It might have been
Scalco's on.
Jurgens. Maybe he won't fall that late. I think maybe he would be the 3rd or 4th round, right? Wait, hold on. Could have been Jurgens. So I mean, that might be a name to. It's the second rated center.
Jurgens. Ooh, Nebraska. I like Big Ten guys.
6'3".
What is that?
So he's
So they have
bigger.
him ranked as a second round pick.
I don't know if he's got like a rating per se, but
What does that say over on the right? It says position rank 2, overall rank 62. That put him in the second round, right?
well, he's grade
Bengals
81.
got
Yeah, over
pick
62.
63.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, here we go. Got the
Wide
pick coming
receiver.
in.
Interesting.
John Mechie.
John, yeah. Oh my God,
You must
Okay.
think there's going to be a quarterback in the 3rd round.
I guess
There will be.
that makes sense because they jumped the Ravens. So you gotta assume that the Ravens need a
Receiver.
receiver. So
Alec Pierce.
look at all the teams before the Ravens picking receivers. So far in round 2, we got 1, 2, 3 receivers gone.
I wouldn't be surprised if they take Alec Pierce.
Who, the Ravens?
Yeah.
Damn.
Makes sense. I mean,
He's their kind of
he's got a big catch radius. He can jump up and get the ball. I think he'd be a good fit.
It makes a lot of sense. I don't want to see it, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
No,
You would
Yeah,
have
that'd
to
be a
think
good
that they're
pick
going to
for
go
them.
receiver. That I guess was Sky Moore picked yet? That could also be an option.
I don't think
is-
so. I think he's still available.
Yeah.
Yeah, so really it's like, okay, so do you get the second best center or the first best tight end? That's an interesting question.
But the thing is even though he's rated the second or 62nd player or whatever it was, he doesn't mean he's going to get drafted in the second round. I mean, he may. I think confidently he'll probably slide to the third or fourth round, right? Because center is really
but
not
I mean,
valued.
the Bengals pick at the end of every round, so it doesn't matter, right? Who cares? I mean, if he slips to the middle of the third round, you can't get him.
So are you saying
Unless
they're
you-
going to make a play for him in the second round? Or,
If you think he's good enough, I don't know.
I don't know if he's
I mean,
worth
I
the
wouldn't
second
get all
round
caught
pick at
up
this.
with positional value. I mean, the Bengals need to just pick guys that can get on the field at this point. I mean,
Yeah, I
they've
think
got
they're in the area where you pick the best player available.
well,
I don't know if they have any super glaring.
yeah. To me, I would until I get past the third round, I would not pick a single player that I don't think is going to push for like significant playing time. Because I don't see how you get any. I mean, the time is now. You need guys that can go out there and play. So if you think that the second best center is going to be the starter or could potentially start,
Well,
right?
no.
Then
The
you
play
pick
I
him,
would
right?
make is not necessarily someone that you would have start maybe in 2 or 3 years, because the guy that we signed right now is only on the squad for like 2 or 3 years. I think it was a 3-year contract, right? But it could essentially
Yeah,
just be a
but I
2-year
mean,
contract.
the window's open now.
Right.
You're in the Super Bowl. You need to upgrade any position that you can now.
Yeah, but I
2,
don't
3
think.
years from
But
now, the
I guess my
team isn't
point
going to be
is
the same.
it would be worth to pick that tight end. I think where we get that value from, or maybe that pass rusher or whatever. I don't know if you
Yeah.
spend it that early on a center that's potentially going to be a backup, right? I think maybe fourth and
It
fifth
depends.
round.
If you think that the center, any center, right, is good enough to where maybe he starts over the guy they signed to play center, and then you kick over that guy to play guard, then that makes your team better. So then you do it, right?
Yeah, well, I guess, but I think really their direction would be maybe find that developmental guy later in the draft, because I think at this point we're probably just going to resign Spain, right? Because like he's at this point.
I'm actually surprised that they haven't signed him.
Well, I think they're just going to wait till
or
the
he
draft's
hasn't
over.
signed anywhere because I thought he played well.
Yeah, I think they're just waiting to see what plays out on the draft. But I think at this point there's not going to be a alignment that they're going to draft that could be better.
Yeah,
than
but
right now.
why is he waiting?
Because he wants to play on a Super Bowl contending team, right?
Yeah, I'm just surprised that nobody else has signed him. Oh, Ravens picked Ojabo.
What?
That's
But it's so funny. They can
interesting.
keep. They're always going to have a good defense. Well, we know that. But how they going to score?
Fumbles, scooping scores, and pick sixes. I guess
Who are they
is their
throwing
plan.
it to?
Yeah, I was gonna say good defense doesn't mean anything if you have no offense.
No, they want their defense to score.
I mean, fantasy. I guess players out there, you might as well get the tight end from Andrews. They must think he's gonna have like 25 touchdowns this year.
He's not going to be open because they don't have to guard anybody else.
You're right. I just don't understand. Do they have another pick in this round? Hold on, let me see. Because I mean, like you would think they would have to pick a receiver soon, right? Or am I?
They are.
What?
I think they're going to get punished here for not picking the receiver now.
Unless, do you think they're in play for like a Debo Samuel? What you
I
think?
mean, that's the only option.
No,
That would be scary in so many ways.
too late.
DK
It's too
Metcalf,
late.
maybe.
It's too late in the draft.
Doesn't mean they can't trade like future draft picks like after the fact. Like they can make a play.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're a GM, why are you going to trade for next year's draft picks?
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm
you
trying to
wanna
make sense
pick
of this,
now.
Eric.
You
I'm
need to
trying to.
pick
I'm
now
trying to
to
put
replace the guy you're
my.
trading.
I'm trying to pretend I'm the GM for the Ravens right now because I'm not understanding this. Like I get.
I think he's being disciplined. Like he's like, we're going to stick to our board.
Yeah.
We're going to follow. We're going to pick the best player according to our board. We're not going to reach for a wide receiver, even though it's like a glaring need. And the fact that they traded the receiver means that they have to get somebody. the problem is that now it's so obvious that they have to pick a receiver that I think they're going to get jumped. You know what I mean? Like what happened with the Mechie pick, right? Is somebody's going to trade up and get right in front of them to get the receiver because you know that the Ravens are going to pick a receiver. So if you're a team and you're high on like the third round receiver, you're just going to trade up and get the spot right in front of them. I mean, I've seen it 1,000 times when the Bengals have like a glaring need. There's always like a team that just scoops us throughout the draft, and instead of getting like the center we needed, we get like the second or third best option. And at this point, I mean, they're looking at like the 10th, 11th, 12th best receiver before to be their best guy.
Yeah, I mean, right now their receiver is Rashad Bateman. Had
Oof.
grand total of 1 touchdown last year.
Yeah.
I feel
So-
like they must know something that we don't know.
I mean, they have to because
I just don't think you. I mean, I would be shocked if someone traded Debo Samuel for a package that didn't include at least a second round pick this year.
So
Like,
okay,
you're gonna
okay.
trade Debo
Who's
for a third round pick this year, and then hope that you get a guy that can. I mean, and if you're the Niners and you're trading away Debo Samuel, don't you need a receiver? Well, all the receivers are gone.
well, I think if I'm the 49ers, I'm thinking trade him, and if he either plays and he's good for you, or he sits and you play, and their team is good enough to where they can still win, maybe make the playoffs without him, then that makes him seem less valuable.
So two edge rushers coming off the board. Boom, boom. Jabo and Pascal. So now you got what?
I mean, I like the
What's
player. I
Washington
like
gonna do?
Ajabo. I mean, it makes.
Is this
why
a
they would
spot
draft
for
him.
a quarterback? Washington?
Yeah.
They just traded for Carson Wentz.
Yeah, but
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
but he's yeah, but
They should be picking a quarterback, but they're on the Wentz wagon. So
I mean, this is where I can see Willis going though. It makes a lot of sense to me.
Team needs
Because I think
wide receiver.
Wentz is like expendable after this year, right? Like at some point.
I can't keep up with his contract. It's
So big.
he's on his second contract, right?
Yeah,
just
he's
been
on the
traded
one.
so many times now.
Yeah,
that's
no,
hard to-
he's on the contract that was extended, but I think he got
But it was
extended
the
for 4
Eagles
years.
extended him, traded him
Right.
to the Colts, and then the Colts traded him to
Washington.
which is a terrible sign for a quarterback. I mean, he is on like
That's why you
the
would draft
Josh
a quarterback.
Rosen track. Yeah, but he's on the Josh Rosen track, right? But if you're
Isn't that-
Washington,
isn't
you
that
just
where he's
traded
at-
for him.
But isn't that where he's at too, Rosen? Didn't someone say he was at Washington?
No, wait. I thought we said Atlanta.
Oh, it was Atlanta, you're right. It'd been so funny if he was there.
They're like, we
It's
only
like
like
first-
guys have been traded 3 times.
Yeah, it's like full circle. All right.
Yeah.
No, I like Willis. I think that makes a lot of sense for Washington. That would be like if I was a GM for Washington, I'd pick Willis,
Who's Willis?
the quarterback.
Malik?
Malik
Oh,
Willis.
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. I know it's like 25 years too late. I'm thinking Patrick Willis. Like, yeah, he's good. I'd take him.
And I feel like Washington didn't they draft a receiver early in the first round, or I could be wrong.
I thought they picked an O lineman.
They could have. I could be wrong. I feel like, but I know they have a fast receiver already. So like,
Yeah, they picked Dotson
McLaurin, yeah.
from Penn State. I thought McLaurin wanted a trade as well. And that's our guy, Tarek McLaurin. We've got like 5 of his football cards.
yeah,
Right? We got the pack of Donruss Elite that had all the McLaurins.
we got the silver, the blue,
Yeah.
the
You
stripes.
get an auto. We got patch. We're big on Terry McLaurin. We hope he goes to a large market and wins a Super Bowl.
We got his rookie moment.
Cash in on all of our rookie cards. Yeah, waiting on the pick here. All right, so no tight ends been picked yet. Of course, the Bengals are way far down there. They're at 63. We're sitting at pick 47. So there's still 16 more picks.
Hmm.
So so we like the center. We liked Ojabo, but he's gone. So who's the next defensive lineman?
Fidarian Mathis, Alabama.
Ooh, I like. Oh, that's who they picked. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Said.
Oh, wasn't
Alabama,
he the
like
one?
that.
Wasn't he the one who was tearing it up against Cincinnati?
I don't recall there being just one tearing it up.
Well, I think he
The
was like the
defensive
main
line
one.
was ridiculously
Like,
good.
cue
against
the highlight.
Bearcats.
Here it comes. Just wait for it.
Okay. Oh, Fidjarian.
Oh, is it Fidjarian? With a
It says
G?
Alabama, but his highlights are showing Kentucky. Crazy. So he must have transferred from Kentucky to Alabama.
Usually, it's the other way around.
Well, transfer portal goes both ways. That's got to stink for Kentucky, man. You get a guy that's awesome. And he's like, I'm
I don't
going
think
to
they're
Alabama.
so worried about. I don't think they're so worried about football.
Yeah. I don't know about that. Everybody loves football.
Yeah, they're a basketball school.
I mean, I think the national pastime should be football. I think more people like football than baseball.
Yeah.
Or maybe just the graphic is wrong, and maybe he's from Kentucky, because everything they're showing on the TV is Kentucky, but then the internet's saying he's from Alabama.
Are you live?
I'm watching it, yeah.
Yeah, because a few picks ago is Josh Pascal, and he's from Kentucky. So are you sure you're watching it live?
Oh, yeah. I was looking at the I didn't look at the name. Or maybe they had an error and they showed his name on the Chiron and they were showing Josh Pascal. Because I remember they showed Fidarian Mathis, and then I was like, why is he wearing Kentucky uniform? So I'm going to blame ESPN for that one.
Okay.
So we'll have to go back and edit this part out.
Will do.
Yeah.
You said Teddy's going to do that, right?
Yeah, he said he wanted to. I think he should edit out and do like a short of just the reaction to the first round pick from last night.
Yeah.
Then make that its own. See, how else would I know that it's Fidarian Mathis, right? Because ESPN put his name when they're showing Josh Pascal highlights.
I mean, I also did announce his name too. I mean, that's how you would know as well.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Just saying that ESPN totally screwed up.
Oh yeah, for sure. They screw up all the time.
I mean,
That's 100%.
Yeah, they screw up more than I do. I know that.
I would believe that. I would say that's a true statement.
Yeah, I'm more accurate on Breaker Bros than ESPN is on ESPN.
Yep.
Oh, safety, Brisker.
I like Brisker.
Penn State. Yeah.
I mean, they do need a safety, but
See, I thought that would be potentially who we could pick if we traded out, is get Brisker, because like he's more of like a safety type, and he's playmaker. Like he.
Do they have the guy from Hot Ones announcing the Bears pick?
Possibly.
I think so.
Looks like they'll put anyone up there.
I like the Hot Ones guy. Do you see they have a Hot Ones game?
Like a board game?
Yeah, it's sort of like Twister, like you spin it, but then it's I don't think it's like it's like a knockoff Hot Ones game, but basically they have all the sauces. I think I got it for Christmas. That's why I know about it. And you spin a wheel, and it's like Twister, but instead of putting your hand on something, you have to do the hot sauce. Next time I see you, we'll play it. I'll bring it.
Okay.
Or if you come here, we can play it. Get some wings and just dab it up.
No, I don't think that it was a Hot Ones guy.
You don't think that was a Hot Ones guy? Who was that?
They said it was Matt Forte.
That was Matt Forte?
That pick.
That guy looked tiny to be Matt Forte. No way.
Matt Forte is not that tall.
He looks skinny.
He doesn't play anymore.
No, that was a Hot Ones guy.
He's retired. He's 36 years old.
I don't know, man. We're going to have to do a side-by-side.
Hmm.
Can you pull that up on the Google? Josh, let's look at the
I
Hot
feel
Ones
like
guy
those
and
are
Matt
not
Forte
very
next to
easily
each other.
confusable. They don't look alike. But
Well, I do have it on only half of my computer monitor. So it's like, about the size of a iPhone is what I'm looking at. So maybe shrunk like that. But I still think it was a Hot Ones guy.
I don't think it was.
Yeah. Well,
Also, there's no logical path to that because
I
think it
got
has
one.
anything to do with Chicago.
When I saw it, I immediately thought, oh, I guess the Hot Ones guy is from Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh,
Could have been from Chicago.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they have Sebastian Maniscalco sitting at the desk with the game day crew.
Didn't they have Jonathan Joseph announce the Houston pick when he was picked by the Bengals? But I guess Jonathan Joseph is from Houston though.
Well,
Houston.
but I mean, they had Michael Bublé sitting at the desk with the ESPN people saying he was a Seattle Seahawks. What does Michael Bublé have to do with NFL, right?
Yeah,
So I don't think it's that big of a leap for me to think that, oh, they got the Hot Ones guy.
I think what you're saying is that they should just bring in the hot ones guy.
Yeah, I think you just want the Hot Ones.
I feel bad for calling him the Hot Ones guy. I'm gonna take initiative here and
I don't know what
look
his name is.
Hot Ones guy name. Enter.
What if it's Matt Forte?
Well, then everybody wins. Okay, Hot Ones. Okay, I'm getting like Google's like, oh, you want to look at hot guys? No. I want to know the name of the
Sean
guy.
Evans.
Sean Evans. Okay.
Oh.
Sean
Wait, hold on.
Evans. Enter. Sean Evans. YouTube producer, born in the Chicago suburb of Evanston. Uh-oh.
The plot thickens.
Oh.
Hmm.
Now I'm going to do Sean Evans, 2022 NFL draft. Oops. Enter. Okay. Not getting anything.
That would be because it's Matt Forte.
Sean Evans. Okay, I'm going to look at Matt Forte. I mean, I know what Matt Forte looks like. I don't think he looks anything like Sean Evans.
Well, they're both bald.
Yeah, but Matt Forte is a world-class, elite NFL running back athlete. And Sean Evans is a guy that eats hot sauce.
Okay.
I mean, they're not. I mean, the guy could barely see over the podium.
On the official NFL.com website,
Yes.
Chicago Bears Matt Forte round 2.
Okay, well.
Oh.
Do they say that Sean Evans is from Chicago, though?
No.
Isn't that weird how that just happened to be though? Like, you were clearly wrong, but then the fact that it pulled up he was from Chicago, it made it seem like, oh wait.
Yeah. Okay. Well, sorry, Matt Forte. Actually, not sorry, because Sean Evans is cool, so it's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean?
Compliment.
So
it's a compliment.
you're essentially saying Matt Forte is not cool, right?
No, I'm saying Matt Forte looks like a guy that can eat a lot of hot sauce, which
Maybe
is
it's
a
just the
compliment.
stage is so big, it makes whoever's standing there look small.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't make sense either because Roger Goodell looks normal on it.
That's a hologram.
Yeah. It's a genetic experiment made to look like Goodell.
No, it's actually an animatronic like mech warrior kind of thing. There's actually like, oh, there you go. There's Dez. Oh, showing all the quarterbacks. Everybody looks nervous and unhappy. So I guess they're hinting that New Orleans is going to pick a quarterback.
Wow, Lante Taylor.
I mean, that would make sense.
Okay. So not a quarterback. They showed all those nervous quarterbacks for nothing. Okay. Chiefs are on the clock. Do we get our Patrick Mahomes, the Alec Pierce hookup? Do I get to see 80-yard bomb
I
jump
don't want to
balls
see it
in the back
because
of the
I
end
actually,
zone?
at this point,
Hey.
I'm hoping he falls all the way to the Bengals.
Yeah.
They get 2 chances at him.
I think they take Alec Pierce here. I think that's the move.
That or Sky Moore.
No.
I don't know. They're starting to like. There's like a handful of players where they're kind of like.
The Chiefs know what's up. They know how good Bearcats are.
I mean, there is connection. I mean, Travis Kelce. I mean,
Well, he also drafted Jason Kelsey too when he was in Philly, and there's a strong connection between Andy Reid and the Bearcats program.
but we really don't want him on the Chiefs, though. That's the thing.
See, I don't like that because I want to root for the Bearcats in the NFL, but I don't want to root for the Chiefs.
But at the same time, I don't want to see him on the Steelers either.
Yeah,
because that pick.
That's why I didn't want to see Ritter on the Steelers, even though it would have made sense.
No, I'm happy that they picked the guy that they got. I'm actually really happy.
Yeah,
it works out for everyone.
Yeah, I know. I'd rather play against Kenny Pickett than a winner like Des Ritter.
I mean, with the name Kenny Pickett, you're just like guaranteed that he's going to throw a lot of picks. I mean, it's just ingrained in his mind.
I just feel like it's time for the Steelers to have like the Andy Dalton, and then for the Bengals to have the
historically, Steelers have never really had good quarterbacks ever. They've only got lucky twice. And if you think about it, the Bengals have actually historically have had better quarterbacks than the Steelers.
The Steelers have 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks. The Bengals don't have many guys in the Hall of Fame yet, right?
Ken Anderson should be in the Hall of Fame.
But he should be, but he's not.
No.
So the Steelers have 2 dudes one dude that's in for sure.
Right.
And
so
then one other guy
the
that's going to
2
be
were
in
good. They
as
nailed
soon as
it.
he's
But
eligible.
outside of that, they've all been crap, is my point.
That's
but
true.
overall,
That's true.
we've had
all
better
6
quarterbacks
Super Bowls that they've
overall.
won. It's Terry Bradshaw and Ben Roethlisberger, and that's it.
Aside from winning 2 Super Bowls or 6 Super Bowls with 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other half of their time hasn't been
I'm
so
not
great.
disputing
well,
it.
Yeah, but they've had
Dude,
20
if I
years
could
of
trade that for the Bengals, I would.
Hall of Fame
my
play.
statement is still true. Like my point is that historically they just draft crappy quarterbacks, and when they hit, they're Hall of Fame. So are you saying Kenny Pickett's going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback?
I'm saying it's going to be. I'm going to.
Wait, what?
Kenny Pickett's going to be like a poor man's Andy.
Okay, well you're breaking up. So basically, he's not going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. So he's going to be I don't even think he's going to be. Yeah, actually, I think you're right. He's going to be a poor man's Andy Dalton. He's not even going to be Andy Dalton. He's going to be below that. Like, so I agree with that. Because, like, they had Cordell Stewart. They've had O'Donnell, I think. But they've had some really questionable quarterbacks.
I mean, you could see Alec Pierce here. Patriots.
Did they trade? Oh yeah, they did. That would make a lot of sense. I think Eric's reconnecting, right? Or
Yeah. Oh,
looks like he disconnected. I'm sure he'll try to reconnect.
yeah.
So the Patriots traded up.
Yeah.
Okay, so they only lost a few picks, or they only dropped down a few picks. The Chiefs. I bet they go for that linebacker because there's that one for that Georgia that's still on the board. I think.
Oh, you mean the Kobe Dean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he has a torn Achilles, but
Oh, so he's got something going on too. Okay.
that's why he hasn't been picked yet. He would have been an easy first rounder.
Okay. Yeah. Then I doubt they'll pick that guy. Then never mind.
I'm back. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Computer died or something happened. Computer related. What did I miss?
Patriots traded up, so it was the Chiefs, and now they're making their pick.
Is that the Hot Ones guy again?
It is.
Or wait, what was his name again? Sean Evans?
Yeah. And this one's taken a while.
Yeah. Somebody must have won a contest. Did you enter into a contest to pick for the Bengals, Drew?
Oh.
Wow. Tyquan Thornton, receiver, Baylor.
Ooh. Interesting.
So many receivers between the first 2 rounds. This is nuts.
So they picked a receiver, but not Alec Pierce.
Dude,
I mean-
this guy is really. Hey, Drew, when you win the contest to do a pick, I want you to see. I want to see you do it like this kid. I want you to like really extend it, fist pump, salute the crowd, spike the card though. I want you. Bam. We'll get you a big like diamond encrusted Bricker Bros chain.
Yeah, George Pickens is still there too.
Yeah, that's a guy that I think is good, but he does have some injury issues.
Man. I'm feeling. Trying to see if there's any good like edge rushers, but I'm not. What if they do draft that Nick? Is it Bonito or Bonito? The guy from Oklahoma.
I don't know who that is. Oh, you're looking at the names now.
Yeah, it's he's an outside linebacker from Oklahoma.
Hmm.
I mean, right now, I mean, it's looking like. I mean, if you base it off of this board, best available players could be more offensive sided, and I don't want to jinx it, but you know, like your scenario could be like. But also, Trey McBride seems like a player that the Steelers would draft. Like,
I mean, they have their tight end though.
who?
Fryermuth.
Yeah,
He
good
was
chicken.
pretty. He was pretty good last year.
Yeah, but is he better than Trey McBride?
I don't know.
But I honestly, I could see them going more receiver too. Though I don't think they. I do agree that I think a receiver might be more of a bigger need than. Because right now they only have what's his face, right? Well, actually,
They have Chase Claypool and Deontay Johnson, who aren't bad.
no, but they still need another option.
They do need a third.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's such a weird feeling picking at the end of every round. So it's like,
Yeah, I know. It's awesome.
it sucks, dude. But I mean,
No, it's better to be in the actual Super Bowl than to have to turn the draft into your Super Bowl.
right, you're right. You're right about that. I mean, I think. Wait, how many picks away are we? It's about 13 picks. Okay, so yeah, now that Travis
Yeah,
Jones,
so-
we've been linked to that Travis Jones as well. That could be an option.
Yeah, I mean we could use another defensive lineman. Did what's his face ever sign with anybody after
No,
no?
I think
So they're probably it's Larry, right? Ogunchobi.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he failed his physical, so we could get maybe if we re-sign him, we could get a pretty decent deal.
I think we would get a friendly deal with him. Like he would be another candidate where we would do a 1-year deal, try to get him a lot of playing time to where he can max out. Because like, if he would have kept that deal, that probably would have got us a pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe like a 6th rounder or 5th rounder. Like he signed a pretty good deal. It was like $15 million a year.
Did. It was decent.
Mm-hmm.
But then I don't know what happened, but failed his physical.
But he would be worth for another like year contract to where like,
yeah.
I mean, if we did that, that would be because that would basically buy us another year. So yeah, I could see possibly Travis Jones, but if we don't, then I guess we always have a backup plan. I also think that there's a lineman from Georgia. I don't see him in the top 25 right now on ESPN's board.
Yeah. So where are we? What are like the top 10 to 20? What are we looking at there?
The top 10
Like
or
the
20?
next- Yeah, top 10 to 20 available, right? Because we picked 13, so we're probably gonna get someone.
Well,
in that
okay, so there's
range.
Nakobe Dean, which I doubt because it sounds like he's hurt, and he's an inside linebacker, which is not a real pressing need. I mean, he's a first-round talent, but I doubt we'll pick him, even if he's there. And then
Well, that's one.
Malik Willis,
good.
that's no. Sky Moore is probably a possibility,
Right.
which is receiver.
No,
And then
but
Travis
look at
Jones.
the 10 to 20 range. These guys are presumably not available, right? They're not going to be available around when the Bengals pick. So you're going to look at like the.
Yeah, you're gonna look at like 20 to 30. Yeah.
Yeah, like between Drake Jackson and whoever the 20th best guy is.
I mean, I don't think that's necessarily
Oh.
true. I think we just look at the full
The
page.
Eagles
But
picked a center.
who was it?
Hmm.
Wait, hold on.
Interesting. Cameron Jurgens.
There he is. There you go.
Oh.
Well, what if that was our guy?
What? That's weird. That was the guy we were talking about.
Yeah.
But they have Kelsey.
Yeah, but that could be a cap casualty, though.
Ooh. Well, then maybe the Bengals should be in the Kelsey game.
That would be amazing.
Hey, but that's my point. Like, a lot of these people getting picked in the second round are not even in the top 15. Like, all these people, like the Wandale Robinson, the Mechie, Pascal, like these people are like, a lot of these people that are getting picked are like third round grades according to ESPN. Like,
All right. So who's the third best center?
I think if they go center, that's going to be like the fifth or sixth round. But here, I'll tell you, it is
Yeah, but like
Donovan
Why?
West.
Like
You'd
why would
be-
you pick a center in the sixth round? They picked a guy in the sixth round last year. Like, is that guy going to be better than the guy we picked in the sixth round last year?
Because you need a true center backup, and he could be depth, and he could be a potential
We
starter
already
down the
have-
road.
We have
That's
that
why
same guy already.
George Pickens. There you
right?
go, receiver. That's Steelers.
Oh, George Pickens. He's
Yeah.
really good. I don't like that one.
It's Pickens.
Yeah, Pickett to Pickens.
Yeah. Okay.
That is
All right.
interesting. Oh, there he goes, Pierce. Colts.
Oh, hey.
Hmm. Interesting.
Jesus. I think that's 6 receivers already in the second round. Hold on. Yeah,
Yeah.
1.
I don't know. The receiver
2, 3.
plus is like it's happening
yeah, that's
really
6.
quickly.
I think that's 12 in the first 2 rounds already. Receivers. That is insane.
Yeah. That's awesome. Not only is Pierce a Bearcat, but he's also an engineer. So he's got like 2 things in the plus column in addition to being awesome at football.
And I'm just glad he went to the Colts and not like the Chiefs or Steelers or Browns or even the Ravens. So that's even another plus.
Yeah.
I
Who's
like
the
him on the
quarterback?
Colts. It's the guy from the Falcons.
Oh, Matty Ice?
Yep. They might
Right.
be a sleeper team that people should probably pay attention to.
Yeah.
They'll always be pretty good. Especially, I mean, last year they like barely missed the playoffs.
They should have made the playoffs. They lost to the Jags.
You know,
I was like, just wow.
Yeah.
yeah, that was rough. You should not have ever lost that game.
Damn. You think they picked Pierce? Damn. You think the Colts snatched Pierce from the Chiefs?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think the Chiefs messed up.
Interesting.
But way to go, Colts. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's a smart pick.
Perfect. Because I feel like he's going to be one of those guys where we're like, why didn't we pick him in the first round?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you get a lot of really good players in the second round. So, I mean, these dudes, a lot of these guys are going to be just as good as the guys picked in the first round, really. I mean, the Bengals have always excelled at second round picks. But, I mean, tons of wide receivers going in this draft. And then
It is a pretty wide receiver heavy draft, to be
and
fair.
then you got the teams that are needy for wide receivers who have not picked a wide receiver, right? So you got the Chiefs, right? Have they picked a receiver yet?
No.
I think like they kind of have to go for Sky Moore at this point, right?
Receiver.
They got to get Sky Moore. This has got to be their pick.
Yeah, you gotta, right? Because then you're like the 14th best wide receiver at best.
Oops. See what they have for receivers. Oops. Yeah, so there's Sky Moore, Jalen Tolbert, Calvin Austin, David Bell. Yeah, I feel like there's pretty much after Sky Moore, I want to say there's probably a pretty significant drop off. Yeah. I mean, like, to me, it's got to be Sky Moore. They could go Phillips, though. I feel like because Phillips gives you more value, I want to say, because isn't he like a returner as well? Or am I thinking of Calvin Austin?
I don't know what you're thinking.
I have no idea.
I feel like it's Phillips.
Yeah.
I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah. So going back to the Bengals, then we think we're lining up, shaping up to get.
I think what you were suggesting before, I just don't want to jinx it because, like, right now.
Well, I mean, that Jones guy, defensive tackle.
Okay, yeah. So that would definitely be in my top 5. So right now I would go McBride, Jones. I mean, I'm just going off this list.
Yeah.
I like this. I like that Cam Taylor Britt.
Yeah.
But I feel like.
So you're thinking either like a tackle, edge rusher, or a tight end,
or corner,
or corner. Okay.
Yeah. Corner makes sense to me because, like, you get a corner now with the safety that we have, and then our back end, our defense is kind of solidified for like the next 3 years. So like we'll have a healthy rotation of getting like people that we have.
I don't care about 3 years. I want to win the Super Bowl next year.
I get it, but it's short to long term. It makes sense because you put someone that could potentially be a starter now. So if someone does get hurt, you still have a starter quality player, but you're also protected in the future. Is what I'm saying. So it's like you get the best of both worlds.
Next year is worth like 5 times 2 years from now, and then 3 years from now, next year is worth like 50 times. It's just like Broz on his rookie deal. He's going to sign like a $500, $600, $700 million contract. Oh, there you go, Sky Moore.
Yeah, I mean it was obvious. It was because there's a significant drop off after this. Like you just.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs played with fire.
Yeah, they should have just took their guy. I think he was destined to be, or Pierce was destined to be a Chief, but they kind of messed up.
Yeah, I'm sad for myself because I really wanted to see Mahomes throwing jump balls to Pierce from like 70 yards away.
Let's see what they say. The Cardinals need
2 Ys like the vodka, right? Does the Sky vodka have 2 Ys in it?
I don't know.
Cardinals. I could see them going tight end as well.
Yeah.
According to ESPN, they need an outside linebacker, receiver, running back, guard, and corner. Oh, it says the pick is in. But I have no idea. I mean, nothing would surprise me at this point.
I mean, Trey McBride.
Do the Cardinals need a receiver? They're not going to pick another receiver.
No, because they traded for one.
14th receiver, and they already traded for Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, they traded for one. I feel like they would go the defensive end, but
yeah.
I think it'll be McBride or Dulcich.
Yep. Trey McBride. You called it.
Ooh, I was right. Let's go.
Jinxed it.
I mean,
That
one of the
sucks.
teams coming up need tight ends, so
Yeah.
Dulcich should be there for the Bengals.
Yeah, but not in the second round.
I bet you that guy's safe. Trey McBride. Just sounds like a movie, like spy name.
Hmm.
Trey McBride at your service.
Wouldn't it suck if we traded out of the second round?
No.
What if
No,
we
I
get
mean
that?
because you're drafting for depth. If there's nobody available that can push for plays or snaps,
Starting spot? Yeah,
then-
there is. Punter.
punter.
Yeah. We don't have a
No.
punter on the. We're destined to draft a punter. Like, it's going to happen.
Oh man, I don't want to draft a punter.
It'll be in the 7th round. It'll be fine. There's like 3 draftable punters, apparently. So we'll get one.
I don't know. I want to keep our punter.
There's a reason why we haven't re-signed him already.
I mean, yeah, that Pat Ariza, I don't know how to say his name, but he'll be there late round because he's just a punter, and I don't know. I think it might be good to have him.
Yeah, I would take him in the 6th round.
Yeah.
For the Bengals, yeah, I'd take him in the 6th round.
Kevin Huber. I mean, I like Kevin Huber, and he's still really good, but
Yeah, I'm on Team Huber.
he's just too old.
Hey, look,
Nope.
Frisco, Texas.
Keep them around.
You know what? I could run over there right now.
Run over where?
Where the Cowboys are drafting. It said Frisco, Texas.
Oh yeah. Oh, you are the star.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next time I come visit you, I want to stay in that hotel there.
I bet it's really nice.
Yeah. Either that or I'll get a sleeping bag and stay in Dude Perfect's parking lot.
Nah, they probably wouldn't like that.
Camp out at Walmart.
Cowboys drafting a linebacker. I have no idea.
They're going to draft another right tackle.
Defensive end.
Did they?
Yep.
Yep. Interesting. Sam Williams.
Apparently, Jason Kelsey was happy with the Jurgens pick.
Really? Why? He wants to be a Bengal. That's why.
What if we get that Chad Muma or Mumma?
Who?
The guy.
Noma? Noma?
Yeah, he came from the same school as Wilson.
Logan?
Yeah.
What does he play?
He's a linebacker.
Oh. I mean, we only have 2 linebackers. I don't know.
I think we have more than 2. We still have that. We like drafted him in like in the 6th round. I forget his name, but he's kind of versatile. But I would expect at some point we're gonna draft a linebacker, but I don't know when.
Yeah.
I mean, they may pick Dulcich. I just don't know because I feel like he might be like a third round. But
Yeah, but they
but in the
essentially have a
way,
third round pick.
huh?
They essentially have a third round pick.
I guess that's true if you want to look at it. I don't know.
I mean, like the draft value chart, I pulled it up. So their pick 63 is worth 276 value points, right? And then like so let's say middle of the third round is worth 200 points, right? So it's not, for comparison, the difference between 63 and 31 is, so their first round pick was worth 600 points, right? And their second round pick is worth 276. So like a middle of the third round guy is worth like 200. So it's really not a significant difference, right? So like if someone were going to trade like the the 78th pick, which is 200 points, they'd have to throw in like a fourth round pick to equate to the end of the second round pick. It's not like crazy difference. Or a middle of the second round is worth, so pick 48 is worth 420 points, right? So they're 150 points worth. Their pick is worth 150 points less than a middle of the second round pick and only 75 points more than a middle of the third round pick, right? So they're kind of, like the value drops significantly as you get closer to where they're picking, and the curve flattens out.
I guess, but that's in a world
Really in
that
the
if
fourth
everything
round.
is equal, right? You're just
What?
assuming. You're assuming everything's valued equally from pick to pick, and that's why there's a steady decrease.
No,
But
I'm just looking at the NFL draft trade value chart. And all I'm trying to say is if a guy's rated as a third rounder, but he's the guy at the position you need, it's not crazy to pick him because you're not going to get him at the end of the third round.
yeah, I mean, not
So
from that
I mean,
point of
we've
view.
seen so many reaches. Like, if you just look at value, so many reaches already.
yeah,
Right.
well,
I guess
it-
what I'm
put
saying
it another
is
way,
what I'm
if
saying
you
is
drop back, if you say
right.
you
But
take,
if there's someone that's like a second grade value that's there, which I'm suggesting is that I think there's plenty of people that probably have the second round grade that would be available. So why would you pick someone that's a third? But I don't know what they value. So like I feel like they're gonna go
because if the guy plays a position that he's good enough to get 10 snaps a game.
I would agree with you
then it
if I
doesn't
thought
matter.
Dulcich could come in and actually take over who we have currently, which I don't think he will. I think our tight end right now,
Well, he won't take
Hurst.
snaps from Hayden Hurst,
right? But
will
I
he-
do think like a
but-
Travis Jones would make more sense than a Dulcich. Or
Well, yeah, I mean,
any
it's-
defensive end they have rated just as high as Jones, which I don't know.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Those guys are going away. I'm not saying that I would be upset with him picking a defensive lineman, but well, there you go. Another defensive tackle gone. Wow. Central Michigan's had two guys go.
No,
in the
that's
second
an
round.
offensive tackle.
Oh, is that an O?
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah.
I even have my glasses on. This is not boding well for my eyesight. I thought Matt
But I
Forte
guess-
was
I
a hot
guess,
ones guy, and
honestly,
then now I think offensive
keep forgetting
tackles are
we're-
defensive tackles.
We're still picking like 6 picks away, so I guess a lot of these people might be gone. I don't know, but I feel like it's
The
every
thing
other.
that stinks about this is there's nobody between us or the Bengals and the current pick that needs a quarterback, and half of the top of that list
Our
is
quarterbacks,
quarterbacks,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's really, right? I mean, yeah, it's
Yeah,
you
well, this
got
guy just got
Nakobe
picked,
Dean,
so
Travis
this-
Jones, and now so it's like Drake Jackson. I don't know. I like guys out of USC because I feel like USC is kind of underperformed their talent level. So I feel like those guys are going to be good bargains in the draft. So I wouldn't. I mean, I assume if he's an outside linebacker, he's probably like an edge guy. I don't know. Does it say whether or not the guy from USC is a pass rusher?
Oh, this guy. Let's see.
Yeah.
The one I was looking at, if you're going from that point of view, was this guy here that from Wisconsin, Chanel, or whatever.
Yeah.
Supposedly, he's pretty good at blitzing.
Yeah, I mean that's I feel like if they had like a situational pass rusher, they could get a lot of snaps out of them. You can never because you gotta assume. Well, you don't have to assume, but I assume that the Bengals are going to be scoring a lot of points, right? So that means the teams are going to have to throw a lot. So having guys that can get after the quarterback and you know
I don't know. I do like
obvious
Dulcich though.
passing
Like
downs.
I do like him as a receiver though. Like he's a good receiving threat. I just don't know. Is he a pretty good blocker?
Who?
Dulcich?
Oh, I think so. He's a big dude.
Like yeah, because like I think he went from receiver to tight end if I remember correctly. But like I know from a receiving perspective, he's pretty good. I don't know if that was truly our pick, then I would expect. Hold on,
Montana State.
I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. No, never mind. I don't think any of these teams need a tight end. I can
Who's
see
the
where
tight end
Kansas
for
City
the-
might do a two tight end set, but I don't think that. I don't know. That might be too early for them.
Mm-hmm.
See, like Troy Anderson, Montana State, like they're like, you know what? Then that kind of suggests that we might get Dulcich then, because it seems like, because I feel like every other pick is like from the ESPN's like best available, and then like what you would think would be like in the third round, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're starting to get into the point where I don't really know these players.
Yeah, that happened about 24 hours ago for me.
Yeah.
Unless any Bearcats get picked, I know those guys.
I think Travis Jones has a strong possibility because he was linked to us in the first round, but it
Yeah.
also seems like
Yeah,
Huey's going to get
I
picked,
like that pick.
but also like it just like it's just too good to be true for him to be there. Like that's the type. I'm trying to see like because I can see. I don't know. It seems like the Vikings always go for defensive tackles. I don't know about the Bills. I don't know about Kansas City. I don't think they'll get it because that was their first round picks was his defensive tackle, the guy that we probably would have picked. What?
They picked a corner. Kansas City picked a corner.
They picked a corner and
Carl
then,
Loftus. So
yeah,
they had 2 first-round picks.
yeah. So Ed Ingram,
McDuffie.
guard.
It's good for them.
I feel like definitely
They need to protect
to
Kirk
me
Cousins better.
to me what this has shown me in the second round is that you can clearly tell teams are picking their guys. So it seemed because like Ed Ingram, like I don't even think he was in the top because the best available shows the top 25. I guess we have to look at the top 50 to kind of get a better range. Because I thought Dylan Pharma, like I thought he would go a lot harder or higher, but So according to ESPN, which doesn't really mean much, it says the Bills need receiver, running back, guard, and tackle. Actually, the guy from it looks like Central Michigan is still available. So I thought he was drafted before, but maybe they were just showing the best available before. But say if it is the tight end in the second round or whoever it is, receiving option, then there's probably a good strong probability that they're going to be decent, right? Because it seems like we hit pretty good in the second round when it comes to like receiving options.
Okay. I think now might be the time to take Nakobe Dean, honestly.
I wouldn't be mad at it.
We have linebackers. He tore on pro day, so that's like what, 2 months ago now. So, I mean, he is really good. So I don't think I would be very mad at that.
Trade. We traded up.
What?
Let's
go. What?
Wait a minute.
Oh, it looks like we still have our pick 31 as well.
Oh, whoa, we still have. Oh, wow. Okay, this just got interesting.
We're getting. It's got to be Travis Jones. It's got to be the defensive tackle, right?
Oh, that'd be so money.
That makes sense, right? And then if we did that, and then we get Dulcich.
Let's go.
If we get that and Dulcich, then yeah, I'm all for it. That makes a lot of sense.
You gotta get guys that can play.
The Bengals being aggressive? What?
Oh, point them out.
And of course, it's a commercial break. They traded right into a commercial break.
I'm telling you, every time the Bengals pick, there's a commercial. It's like, just bank it.
I'm
also,
almost like
it's a political ad. What are you getting in Texas?
IKEA.
Oh,
Courtyard
IKEA
by Marriott.
has commercials.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. I've never seen an IKEA commercial on TV.
This is huge. It's like we'd never trade up. Like it's really rare that we do.
Yeah, we traded up for what's his face? Kajana Carter. So it's going to be a running back. Let's go.
It's a guy that they really want, though. Who do we trade up?
I could see it being the defensive tackle. That makes sense.
What's up, Brick Top? My guess it's Travis Jones, like because we were linked to him in the first round, and that was like a strong possibility. And the fact that he dropped this far,
then you just like don't chance it. Let's just go grab him.
Right. They did.
Oh
no.
They traded their pick 31.
Yeah, it did update.
Yeah.
Damn. I kind of wish they kept both of it.
Oh. And I guess it was too good to be true. I think that would have to happen.
Yeah. Todd's knees. Corner. That's it. Why do they keep showing the quarterbacks? You know the Bengals are not picking a quarterback.
Did they show what we traded to? It probably only would have to be like a 6th round pick, right? Or couldn't have been that much.
We could do the see if the trade draft value chart I have is completely out of whack.
I think it's pretty close. Those ones that you
okay,
can show.
well while we're waiting, let's see. So it says that our pick, we traded the 63rd pick for the what pick?
For the 60th. So we only traded up like
60th pick.
3 spots, right?
So that is 25-point difference. So that means 25 points would be like a 6th round pick.
Yeah. That's nothing.
Yeah, or maybe we traded our 5th and a 7th and then got back their 7th or something to make it like equal to what this chart says.
Yeah, it's 6th round. Look. See? It's right.
But
it says trade value. We traded our 3rd and 6th round pick to go 3 spots.
For their 3rd?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. See? It's just I'm not saying it's right or anything. I'm just saying that's kind of like the baseline of what NFL teams use is like the old Jimmy Johnson trade value chart for draft picks, like when he did all those crazy moves for the Cowboys. So
we
this is
must have thought San Francisco or the Chiefs would have got our guy.
yeah, I like it because to me it says there's a dude that they wanted, and they're just like, this guy can play for us, so we're gonna go pick him. Let's see. I wonder who it is. Taking their time.
Back.
No, cornerback Cam Taylor-Britt, Nebraska. I was looking at that cornerback. I didn't. Interesting. They must have had a pretty high grade on him to trade up like that.
Nice. I regret not buying one of those when we were in Vegas, like those big plastic Bengal chains.
I don't know how I feel about 2 defensive back picks in a row.
It makes sense. I'm telling you, it makes sense.
It's not crazy.
Crazy, but
I'm fine with it. I mean, it's gonna push for playing time. Oh, does it say is he safety? They have him listed as a safety.
oh really?
So you draft 2 safeties.
That's kind of weird because the ESPN notification I got says he's a cornerback.
Yeah.
They're not even consistent within their own system.
But ESPN on the internet and also on the TV is listing him as a safety from Nebraska.
Interesting. Does that mean we're not going to sign both Bates and Bell
Yes.
next year?
Absolutely, it does. You don't draft first and second round picks to have them sit on the bench.
But I'm pretty sure they've always saw him as like a cornerback. I don't know why they said they have him as a safety, though. That seems kind of odd. But here's the deal, though. Like, I still feel like we still have a strong possibility to get Dulcich in the 3rd round, though. Like, I think he has great potential to slide.
Oh, that guy went to the draft?
Who?
Like I said, this guy. I don't know who he is.
Taylor
Jets
Britt?
pick? I don't understand why they have a Jets pick coming out. Is that from yesterday? Yeah. Sorry. I'm confused by the TV because I don't have the sound on. They're showing a Jets pick from yesterday.
I wonder if they thought
pick 36. It's from the beginning of the draft of the. Interesting.
You think the Chiefs could have went for a corner as well? I mean, we would have jumped something because we thought,
You can't have too many corners or defensive backs or safeties or whatever. I don't know.
well, really, the reality of the situation is that 2 of our corners right now are on 1-year deals. So, like, if we didn't do it now, it would be a problem next year anyway. So it's like you kind of solve 2. Like, I mean, we would have to sign a corner anyways, right? Like, we don't have enough DBs on our roster to begin with. So it's still something we would have had to sign.
Mm-hmm.
But to get that depth now and a potential future starter, then it makes sense from that perspective.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense because, there you're in nickel and dime a lot, right? You have 3 or 4 corners on the field a lot. And weren't you talking about how the Bengals were going to do like 3 safeties sometimes too?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it makes sense. You need, what's that, 6 defensive backs on the field a lot of the game. So you pick 2.
Has no one picked a running back yet?
They showed Brees Hall.
There's been 1.
Oh, okay.
No, there's been 2. Brees Hall and then
Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
2 Michael Carters, 2 Wilsons. Now we got Brees Hall and Bryce Hall.
Oh, who's somebody chatting with us? What does it say? I can't read it.
They were asking about the second round pick before.
Oh. Yeah. I'm good with it. The Bengals pick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, I
makes
really thought it was
sense.
going to be that defensive tackle because, like,
Yeah. Oh, San Francisco picked the USC outside linebacker that we were looking at a little bit.
I think we had an extra 6th round pick, didn't we? I feel like we had an
I
extra
don't know.
pick somewhere along the lines.
Probably.
Drake Jackson. I like that name.
What do you guys know about Britt? For some reason, I seem to remember someone commented that he doesn't like contact. I
It's
don't.
not important, right? It's just football.
Well, also he's a corner, so it's like there's very limited contact, anyways. But I know, if I had to guess, I would imagine the Bengals not drafting a DB that doesn't like contact, because that seems to be our MO, especially our defensive coordinator. We like corners that like to come up and stop the run. So I would imagine he would, to a certain extent, like
Well,
some
maybe
type
he's-
of contact.
Maybe he's Eli Apple's replacement. I seem to think that Eli Apple seems to turn down contact on occasion.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough though, because like if he ticked every box, then he wouldn't be available at the end of the second round. He'd be a first round pick, right? But yeah, if you got safety that doesn't like to hit, that's problematic, right?
But I feel like, I don't know. I guess we'll have to double check into that, because like I feel like he's still. I know it says safety, but I think he's going to be a corner. Oh, look, Brian Cook. Wow.
Mm. Oh no!
What? Brian
have to-
Cook.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
ready
but
for
also
that.
now he's gone to a team that I don't.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, Brian Cook, I think he's from, well, he's either Coleraine or Mount Healthy. I can't remember. But he's like a Cincinnati guy through and through,
The
man.
Bengals should have taken him.
I know. That would have been awesome. I mean,
Would've been awesome.
Brian Cook lit some dudes up this year.
I mean, it would have made sense. They took a defensive back. I guess they just liked Britt more.
Well, maybe they wanted a guy that didn't like to light guys up. We want more of a finesse safety.
Well, I don't know. I feel like Brian
I'm
Cook was
Googling
still
it. We're gonna find out.
6'1".
So he's 5'10" and 5'8", 196. So he's a big guy, or heavy for his height, right? 10-inch hands. Ooh, 4'3", 840. So another fast guy. Okay, positives. Physical player with very good functional strength. Quickly controls and sheds blockers with ease. Enjoys mixing it up in the run game and doesn't shy from contact. This is Bleacher Report, scouting report on.
Yeah, it says even on ESPN
Yeah.
he has good stopping power.
Britt or Cook.
Britt.
Good straight
Okay.
line runner, is able to stay on top of routes and carry receivers. Very good straight line speed when running. Negatives. Open field tackling is a question. Takes poor angles.
It's always a question with corners.
Yeah, so it just seems like if you're confident in your ability to coach him up, then he could be like.
Oh wait, he shows some hip tightness, especially when opening up to run. I like those swivel hips, man. Don't like tight hips.
That's what everyone likes for corners, man, or DBs in general.
No, my favorite scouting report. The types of athletes I look for is I like guys that are ranked as circus elephants, and tight
So
hips, hip tightness.
it looks like with the two DBs that we picked, they're very versatile. So from that perspective, it could get kind of interesting. So it looks like we're going to mix it up and disguise a lot of different things. Because
the thing that strikes me is they're both fast.
right,
I mean, 4.38 for safeties. That's really fast.
It's really good.
that's what Britt ran, or is that Dax Hill?
Both ran 4.38.
Damn, yeah. I guarantee you what we're gonna do. We're gonna have like kind of like a crazy back end defense because it's like all these corners that have like that nickel and safety experience. Like we're gonna have some crazy coverages. I can already tell.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because, like, if you look at the other top end teams within, not necessarily the division, but the whole conference, like a lot of these teams are loading up on offense as well. So, like, we're gonna have some pretty decent coverages. But somewhere along the lines, I still think like, man, I would like to get something additional for the pass rush, right? Like, I feel like we can, whether that's a linebacker or
Oh, for sure. You'd love
defensive
to
end.
have some pass rush, but I mean, they may have something, set up with Ogunjobi, so maybe they feel like they had enough pass rush and supplement that with Osai. But yeah, I'd like to see them. It's like I'd like to see them get a tight end and a pass rush. And then, do your requisite. You got to get a later round wide receiver. You got to get a later round running back, later round offensive lineman. But
I think we skip running back this year.
Why?
Because I think we're pretty much set on running back.
I don't think we need a running back.
I think we're going to get a punter instead of a running back for the late round pick. That's my guess.
I guess you go free agent route or college free agent route for a running back.
That's true. They'll probably do that. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they
so
probably
Brian
find a
Cook
pretty
does
good
not
one
help
too
today.
by doing that. Because the Bengals are just
What's that?
Who's this guy?
What guy?
James Cook.
In the bucket hat?
Are you watching ESPN? What are you doing?
I'm watching NFL Network. James Cook, Georgia.
Oh, I see. 2 Cooks in a row. When does that ever happen?
Many cooks in the kitchen.
There you go.
Okay, so they don't have any 40 for the Brian Cook, but well, you got running back from Georgia. That's always a good thing.
Yeah, I think
Uh-oh.
if somehow Dulcich,
That
if he
kid
could
doesn't
sign,
like Buffalo. He's like, it's cold up there. We're from Georgia. We want warm weather.
if we can get Dulcich in the third round, then I would like the first 3 rounds. That's a pretty solid draft. Assuming that if somehow we can get Larry back, Okunjobi.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I can't get out of my head that the Philly drafted a center. I'm just like, are they gonna cut Kelsey? Could we pick up Kelsey?
But too, I think some of those better centers can also play guard. Like I think they're kind of versatile in that sense too.
Yeah. But I don't think there's any chance that we would get Kelsey, right? He would go to the Chiefs if he got cut, wouldn't he?
Not
Oh
necessarily.
no, they have a center. It's
Yeah,
like a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, the best center, right?
Humphrey. They have Creed Humphrey.
One of the
okay.
best.
Was
Okay. Good. Maybe we get him.
that would be awesome.
I think it's that stage that kind of makes him look small, honestly. Oh, there's that linebacker. Oh, they call him an edge rusher.
Broncos are going to be pretty good this year.
They better hope so.
Well, I mean, how many wins is it worth when you trade from what's his face? It's not Luck. It's Locke. Drew Locke to
Seattle.
yeah, I'm trying to think of what his name is.
Drew Lock.
No, Drew Lock. It was the guy that the Broncos had. So they go from having Drew Lock as a quarterback to getting Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson, yeah.
That's like what's that? 5 wins? 6 wins?
I don't know. They're in a really tough division, though.
Well, here's the thing, though. Their team last year was really good, except their quarterbacks were like historically bad. Their defense was really good last year, and they have some good receivers. And the quarterback was kind of what they needed, and they just couldn't find one. And then they got one.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. That entire division is incredibly stacked.
All right, we didn't grade it. What do you grade the second round pick?
Second round? I'll let you guys. Well, all right. I give it. I don't know. That's kind of tough because like it just depends.
No QB's taken.
I feel like
Yes.
depending on what they do, like after the draft, like say if they sign Larry, then yeah, to me it's a solid A. But if they don't, then I'll kind of question it because they had Travis Jones there, which could have been like.
Well, he hasn't been picked yet.
Yeah, but I mean, chances of him making it all the way back to the bottom of the third are pretty slim. But you never know, right?
Yeah.
But as of right now, I guess I'll give it a B plus.
Okay.
But it, yeah, I think B plus is pretty solid grade. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna let Drew on. I'm gonna queue up my hot take button.
I don't know. The trading up, right? That's what confuses me because I don't know. Obviously, they would know stuff that we don't, but I feel like they probably could have gotten him at 31.
I don't know. I think we probably were. It must have been the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs must have been looking at the same guy too. That's.
But I mean, then if they take him, we can take Brian Cook. Like,
yeah, but
that might be a little bit of homerism, but.
Well, I see your point there, but I guess too, like if you have a player that you want and you feel like that can fit in, because like I think the layer that we don't understand is like sometimes like depending on which coaches that they're coming from, he could just go into a system where you don't have to change much of his vernacular. Like he can just fit right in versus like maybe Cook is coming from like a completely different system and like he's gonna have to start from ground zero. So I mean that has potential, but.
Yeah, can see that.
But I'm sorry, what were you thinking of the grade?
A B minus.
B minus. Oh,
because they traded up, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they didn't have to do that.
You like that?
I guess we never really know because like it depends on what that 6th round pick becomes for the who do we trade with? The
Bills?
Bills.
Yeah, the Bills. If that's like a really good player, then that's where like crap. But doesn't mean we would have drafted that same player either. So. So what are you thinking, Eric?
I like the aggression. So to me, it shows that they targeted a guy. They wanted him. They went up and got him. So I like the sense of urgency. So I'll give it an A without knowing anything about the player. To me, it's just the front office, the team needs to show like a sense of urgency. The window's open. We've got, 2 more years left with Joe Burrow for basically very little money and then we got 1 year after that with Joe Burrow for, like 20 something million. And then after that, he's going to be like a $60 million, $50 million a year player. And, it will be where the Chiefs are now, where you're going to have to get rid of a lot of good players and you're going to have a lot of young guys, and you're going to have to rely on just your quarterback to carry the team. So to me, it shows, okay, we have a guy, we like him, let's go get him. So I like all that. Not thrilled about 2 safeties, but that's all right. I mean, the Bengals are going to score a lot of points, so they're going to face a lot of teams throwing the ball. So I like having a strong secondary. So I will give it a B+.
Kobe Dean does not have a torn Achilles. You were wrong about
You're
that.
slander. Don't put that on us. You told us.
Yeah.
We just believed you.
I was wrong there. Apparently, it's a laundry list of injuries.
Oh,
He's
okay.
just
Well, that's
like
even worse.
nicked up a little
College
bit.
is ankle, foot, shoulder, wrist. In college, his pec hurt before pro day and might need surgery post rookie year. And his knee has wear and tear.
Dang.
Apparently, so.
Bricktop.
And then he's he's a bit of a smaller linebacker, so that kind of magnifies all that stuff.
Looks like Bricktop was watching some Taylor Britt highlights. Looks like he's badass. Definitely not afraid of contact. Comes out of the secondary to support the D very well. You guys think Joey B will take a pay cut? I feel like he would in order to sign high quality players.
No.
I think
he would do it, Brady. I think he would do that.
I don't think so. I think Joey B is going to get paid like, what is Aaron Rodgers making? Isn't it like an even
so
50
much.
a year?
It's insane.
I think
amounts.
this is going to sound like an oxymoron. I think he will still take I think per year he'll be like the highest, but in the same tone it'll be like a team friendly type deal. Because in order. Because I think, like I said, we kind of got lucky because we got Joe Burrow and one of his best friends who happens to be one of the best receivers out there in Chase. So they know in order for this to work, then they both kind of have to give in a little bit, right? So I think both of them do some type of team friendly contract, whatever that means. It may not necessarily mean.
I could see him doing something with structure, but not with dollars, man. I mean,
that's kind of what Brady did.
No,
he took all his salary
Brady took half what his was worth.
He took all his salary in a signing bonus dollars.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. So what grade does Bricktop give second round pick?
Yeah, there you go. What's your grades, Bricktop?
Yeah.
First and second round.
There you go.
I go from an A to a B+.
Okay, so is this Desmond Ridder? The
Browns?
Titans are picking.
Oh,
Titans are picking. They're zoomed in.
Seem to really be interested in the Titans picking Desmond Ridder when they have $120 million quarterback.
Yeah, they're going to cut him. They traded AJ Brown.
I think
Outkick was all over it. They're like, Titans are tanking. They've given up. Oh wait, it looks like. Oh, I'm sorry. The Browns are on the clock.
Okay.
Oh,
and then the Titans pick next. Misread. All right. We getting grades yet? Or do you need to scroll down on the chat, or does it automatically do that?
Should automatically do it.
No grade yet.
I guess I could just scroll up like this. Wait, hold on. No, that doesn't work.
Okay.
This is the Browns' first pick, right? I think it is.
Yeah. I think they traded out of the second round, if I remember right. Or no.
I thought that was part of their.
They traded it. Yeah, they traded it for. So what do the Browns even need? They're talking wide receivers.
Makes sense because they lost Beckham and someone else, I thought.
Yeah, but I mean, could you think of a worse position to be in to look for a wide receiver.
Hmm.
I guess where the Ravens put themselves, but I mean the Browns are going to be like getting like what, the 15th best wide receiver at this point.
That and didn't they cut Jarvis Landry too? So like they don't even
They
have
cut
him.
him?
I think
they
they did
did.
cut him.
That's insane. So then what? Who's Deshaun Watson going to throw to? Donovan Peoples-Jones?
Yeah, apparently. Oh, Amari Cooper.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah. See, I keep forgetting about Amari Cooper.
And they have the Njoku too. They franchise tag him, or
Okay.
yeah, they franchise tag him.
All right, here's the test, right? So who do the Browns pick? Do they go for a wide receiver, or do they pick up the defensive tackle from UConn? If they don't pick the UConn defensive
I think the Titans
tackle,
will get
then
the defensive tackle. That seems like more like their type of pick. But
I think
like
the
the
Titans
Browns-
are going to go Dennis Ritter. Is that the Miz? That's crazy, man. I still remember watching The Real World where he was like, I'm going to be a professional wrestler and my name's going to be The Miz.
yeah, and he would like pretend to be the Miz too, and then
Yeah. And
Yeah.
he like parlayed being on The Real World into being The Miz on WWF or WWE.
pretty
It's
genius,
good.
huh?
Yeah. Oh, they got a guard. Oh, wait, never mind. Sorry. That was the Giants.
Starting to think ESPN is not wrong.
I'm starting to think that you might be right.
I'm just kidding.
No, they totally put the Alabama player's name on the Chiron when they were showing the Kentucky stuff. All the mistakes after that are all mine, right? But I stand by that one.
Maybe they do go for that linebacker. So many quarterbacks still. I bet most of them go in the third round.
Yeah, I think they're going to start coming off the board. I could see Dez going to the Seahawks.
Is that a
That would
bar
be-
behind you, Eric?
What's that?
Brick wants
Is
to
that
know
a
if that's a
bar
bar behind you.
Oh, yeah, that's a bit of a bar. Dry bar. No, I guess I got a wet bar. Yeah, it's a bar. Oh,
Is that the
They
Miz?
picked-
Yeah.
Isn't it?
they picked a corner. The Browns picked a corner.
Interesting.
Interesting.
They're trying to counter the Bengals.
Well, they need to cover us.
That actually makes me like the Brit pick even more, right? Because
Yeah.
well, we wouldn't necessarily have to trade up to prevent them from getting it, but it just shows that, like,
Well, it
You were
shows
ahead
that
of
they
the
didn't.
curve.
That even though defensive tackles a need, they didn't pick them.
yeah.
So, you can grade people, but ultimately, he wasn't a first rounder, and he wasn't a second rounder, right? Every NFL team had a shot at him.
Yeah.
Oh, there's all kinds of stuff. Did we get draft grade yet?
I don't know if Bricktop heard us, but if you're still there, we were wanting to know what your draft grades were for the first and second round for the Bengals.
Yeah, and show your work. Just a little bit. You just a little explanation. You got to carry this.
I think if the Titans pick a quarterback, it won't be there.
Why?
I think it'll be Malik Willis. I don't know. Just feels like general
Yeah.
consensus is that Malik Willis is a
Do
stronger
you
prospect.
do you know that the head coach of the Bearcats is played on the same defensive line as the head coach of the Titans.
This might be a hot take, but I think Ritter is like a Tannehill 2.0.
No.
Just like Ritter's good.
He's more polished. Like Tannehill was
so
a
much for
converted
that.
receiver to quarterback.
They got offensive tackle from Ohio State. Wow. Okay. And the beat goes on.
Bricktop says, in my worthless opinion, I would say A- and B+. But I wouldn't say your opinion's worthless.
It's about what we said, so it's got to be a good opinion then.
Oh, they picked a tackle.
Yeah. Headed Titans fans seem to be excited about it.
Is he going to be the right tackle, I guess?
I don't know.
But didn't they release what's his name, left tackle?
Lawan?
Yeah, Lawan.
They
Oh,
released
he's
him?
on the Broncos, I thought. I don't know. Like I remember hearing something about it.
He can't be the law firm. That's been Jarvis Green Ellis is the law firm. Oh, Mama went. Mama to the Jaguars. Okay. So the Bears.
With Bates and Bell nearing the end of the contract, Dax was a perfect pick since Linderbaum and I can't Kiri Gigi can't spell. We're off the board. Yeah. Oh, the guy I know you're talking about the guy from Purdue, the defensive lineman.
Oh,
Karlaftis? Or maybe you're talking about someone else, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Bears are going to pick a receiver.
Really? Who's their quarterback? Oh,
Justin Fields. Their only receiver right now is Darnell Mooney.
Yeah. Who are they going to pick? There are no receivers left.
Yeah, that's true.
I really would like to see some of these quarterbacks go off the board, though. That way...
Yeah, no quarterbacks in the second round, which is really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually shocked that only one went in the first round. I mean, it's amazing.
Usually teams are really desperate.
Yeah.
Yeah, Karlaftis. Yeah. I still think we would have picked the guy that we got, though. I think... Because I think they were genuinely happy that he fell to us. I'm sure they had other people in mind. I think maybe Linderbaum may have topped it just based off of, like, he kind of would have fit a need. Like, you put Linderbaum and he's going to be the starting center for, the next potentially 10 years, right? So it's like, you would definitely pick that guy over a potential safety that may not see a playing time until next year. But I also think, like, what also sounds kind of scary in our defensive backfield is having the pair of Bates and Hill. Like, because we could do so many combinations off of them, like, so many disguises, because they're so interchangeable. So, like, you can have one blitz. They both can kind of blitz. So, like, there's just so much they could do. But I do see them doing a lot of 3 safety sets, too. And they may even do 3 safety sets now with... it may even be without Bell, so it would just be Bates, Hill, and Britt, because they all are very diverse. So it's like should be interesting. I think we're gonna have a pretty stingy defense and very. I'm trying to think of the right word, but there's gonna be a lot of disguises. They're gonna be pretty complicated.
Yeah.
He'd be perfect for
What is
Kenny
it?
Pickett. Seriously.
Baby hands. Have you ever measured your hands? I measure mine was like 10.5 inches.
What would that be? And
It'd be like a first round NFL draft pick.
well, what
Aside from the
percentile is
throwing
that
part,
for a quarterback? Let me be
I
more
don't know.
specific.
It's big, but I don't think it's fair because I'm mostly palm. You know, I have a lot of palm.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
just
but the
where it's
wider
at.
you can hold your hand, that's better. That's how you
Yeah,
ball.
but I
Like,
mean,
so.
I think you want less palm and longer fingers.
Hey, good call. There you go. Receiver. Vallis
Oh, let's
Jones.
go.
Have no clue who that is, but you called it.
Tennessee. All right. Now is it time for a quarterback? Seahawks need a quarterback. 3rd round pick. They have their choice.
I'm
right?
going to put it right now. It's going to be Ritter. Right now. It has to be Ritter.
Okay. It's got to be Ritter because I
Gotta
got
be
the
Ritter.
sound ready.
It's Ritter or Willis.
Yeah, I would think so. Velus Jones Jr. That's a good name too. I like that.
Malik Willis. I mean, possible. The thing I like about Ritter though, he's just more polished. Like, and I feel like if you want a quarterback to come in that could command a room, that's Ritter, right? Like, I feel like he's just got that.
Yeah.
Not to say Willis can't,
I mean-
but I don't know. I feel like you just gotta. He needs to be a little bit more polished. You're gonna have to have a little bit more patience.
I don't know anything about Willis, so I'll get that out there.
Well, I mean, if you just go by off his
And
arm
I'm
is
big
like
time Bearcats
very
fan,
unique. You can't take that away from him. But
but,
quarterback requires.
Ritter has a big arm. He has a big time arm. Big time. His problem was every game there would be like a quarter where it was like he wouldn't play well. And then the other 3 quarters, he would have one average quarter, one bad quarter, and then 2 quarters where he looked like unstoppable, you know? So he was somewhat streaky with his accuracy, which never made sense to me. But he can make all the throws. Just
Well, I like Ritter because
also-
he ran that 4.3, right? Or was it a 4.4?
he's fast. He's
Yeah,
fast.
and that,
And it didn't show this year because like with Ritter, he came back, right? He could have left last year, probably would have gotten drafted, probably about where he's going to get drafted this year. But I think they chose to not run, one, because if he got hurt, their chances of the college football playoff would go away. And then 2, if he got hurt, he'd lose money in the NFL, and he's got he came back, he had like an infant daughter. I mean, like a guy like that, you don't want to put him in harm's way. So I think that he purposely didn't show his athleticism this year, but I mean, he's an elite runner. Like he can get first downs and touchdowns and break big runs just running it. So all the positives they say about Malik Willis, I think Desmond Ritter also has.
yeah.
The difference being that I think Cincinnati as a football team has had way more success than Liberty. No clue how that projects to NFL, and obviously I'm biased because I like Cincinnati's guy, but I don't know.
I would like to see Ritter on I know it sounds crazy, but I would like to see him on San Francisco because the RPO, that would be so nasty.
Yeah, I could see him play for San Francisco.
That would have to be
Isn't
like
that
a
what
6th
Trey
round
Lance
pick.
is?
He would fit in that offense. Yeah, I mean, really, a guy that plays for your college team, you want him to go to an NFL team where he's going to get good coaches and like a stable, front office, right? You don't want him to go to a team where everybody's going to get fired in a year. What does this say? Draft. I can't read the chat.
It says, definitely hope that our UC homie gets it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I mean, I was joking with my friends. Like, we had 2 second-round picks from Cincinnati, and we're hoping for 3 in the 3rd round, kind of keep it going. because you got Beavers, you got Ritter, Maije could go in the third round. I know I'm forgetting somebody too. Ritter.
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, and Kobe Bryant. I like Kobe. I liked Kobe Bryant as a Bengal. Like, to me, he was the guy that fit the Bengal system the most because they play a lot of zone with their cover or with their corners. So I could see him fit there. But I mean, can't imagine the Bengals picking 3 defensive backs, first 3 rounds. But
that wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense.
I mean, they've done weird things like that before, right?
Yeah,
but it's not a good way to set yourself up. I mean, you got to stagger the guys. You can't pick everybody coming off the rookie contract the same year.
Yeah.
On NFL Network, they have Ritter as the 5th best quarterback.
5th?
5th, yeah.
Jeez.
Who's ahead? Getting Willis for sure.
Yeah, and then the dude from North Carolina, Hal.
Yeah,
Really?
and then the guy from Ole Miss.
Yeah, the guy from Ole Miss.
Bro.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Offensive tackle.
Abraham Lucas.
Wow. Interesting.
Okay, maybe here at the Colts would make sense for a quarterback, right? You can get someone in, start to groom him after Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh, man. Too bad Shaquem's not reading off another AAC guy. Oh, well. Yeah, maybe the Colts pick him. They like Pierce.
I could even see the Falcons, too.
Yeah, who's their starting quarterback this year?
For the Falcons, it's
Mariota.
Yeah, Mariota.
Yeah, I could see Ritter and Mariota being kind of,
or even the Broncos.
They're like kind of the same type of quarterback.
Yeah, that'd be a good backup.
So are we calling it a Breaker Bros exclusive? Desmond
What?
Ritter is going to get picked within these least next 2 picks, one of the 2 picks.
Why make it the next 2? How about the next 3? The logic fits for the Broncos too, right?
Yeah, I would say the Broncos. And actually,
I think less so for the Broncos.
Why? Why couldn't he back up Russell Wilson? I see him as like.
I would say for the Broncos, it's because their window is like right now.
Yeah, but
yeah, okay. Like they need a guy who can play right now.
But how many more years do they have on the
same
contract?
as the Bengals?
It's only 2 or 3, right? So, but maybe they could wait a little bit because the Colts they have another pick in like 5 picks, so that could be their second, 3rd round pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait, what just happened?
I don't know. In what regard?
Someone got knocked over, I think, or something on the stage. I don't know. I was barely paying attention.
Oh, they got a guy standing on top of another guy.
What? I don't have the live TV feed up.
Oh, look, there's that tight end, Jelani Woods.
Oh.
I know he visited with the Bengals, but I didn't think he would go this early in the 3rd round.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you need a tight end.
It's huge.
Oh, the cheeky boyos.
Jesus Christ.
Well, 6'7".
Yeah. There's another guy like that that's 6'7". Hold on. Let's see.
I remember there was a kid from like Westchester who was like 6'8", and he was like a 6'8".
I think the guy. Yeah.
Louisville.
I think we're also Isaiah Likely is another guy. If we don't go with Doltage in the 3rd round, but this guy would be more like the 5th or 6th, right?
Yeah. Well, I could see why they like him. He's a big dude. He just runs right over people.
Big dosage.
Ritter, there he goes. Called it. Told you. Breaker Bros exclusive.
You got it. Exclusive.
But really, we always knew he was going to be the second quarterback off the board. We always knew that.
Well, I thought he was going to be the first. I mean, but what do I know?
This is actually a really, really good pick for them. This makes so much sense. Like,
nice. Yeah, because you said the Falcons have Mariota as the starter.
Yeah,
I think they have him for like 1 or 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So happy for that. He's got to be relieved.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much pressure and stigma.
He doesn't have to change his wardrobe. He can stick with the red and black. But
it makes sense, dude. His 4.3, like when he ran that 4.3, I knew he was gonna be like.
Yeah, I hope they show on ESPN that play. I can't remember. I think it was like 2 years ago. It was like at the end of the season. We're in like a tight game, and like the defensive ends got even with him, and he just like ran right up the middle for like a 60, 70-yard touchdown. And it was just like nobody could catch up to him. But they're probably only going to show this year's highlights because they've got that crack staff of researchers at ESPN.
I bet quarterbacks start to roll now because I think the Colts will go for a quarterback with their next pick now that it's starting to go. Okay,
the Ravens get to pick like the 18th best receiver in the draft.
Ravens will still pick a defensive player. Watch, they're gonna take that Jones, that defensive tackle that keeps sliding. Calling it. Watch.
He's been taking everybody else. They've been taking everybody else we want. Yeah, that's right. There we go. We got first Bearcat in the 3rd round. I could see a few more coming off here. So the Bengals picked 95th. Oh, and then we get into all the compensatory picks. But the Bengals don't have any.
No. They said Dak Prescott? I don't know about that. I think it kind of reminds me of Mariota, though. Yeah,
interesting.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of who he reminds me of. I think he's faster than Dak, but not as big. If that makes sense. Actually, I think it makes a lot of sense. You see burning Kyle Hamilton.
Oh, yeah. There in person for that one.
He could be the starter by the end of the year. I mean, I can see that.
Yeah.
There he goes, housing it against Houston. That was 2 years ago. Nobody in the stands. That's good. Good for him. 3rd round pick. That's solid.
I see it in his eyes. He knows he should have gone sooner.
Yeah. I don't know. Sort of like, where do you want to go play kind of thing. So it's like at least it's of course, I mean, the one thing about it is I almost feel like the Atlanta kind of GM coaching staff is kind of at the end of their run. It kind of has that feel to it.
Yeah.
Like, can they reload after the whole Matt Ryan era? I mean, they've had the same GM all of Matt Ryan's career. Dude, is that a phone or like a battery? It's a big phone, man.
How many, like, Georgia, Alabama players been drafted so far?
I don't know. I'll start counting.
Alabama will probably. Actually, Alabama hasn't had a whole lot compared to what they usually have.
You count Alabama, I'll count Georgia.
Okay.
Okay, we got no Georgia players in the 3rd round because they all went in the 1st and 2nd round.
They literally all went in the 1st. It's like in the 2nd, actually.
Four Alabama players. I think there were 4 Georgia players in the first round.
No, 5.
Oh.
They have 5 in the first round, 7 in overall. So 2 in the second
Alabama
round.
and Cincinnati have the same number of players taken.
Well, there you go.
That's crazy.
Basically, we're better than Alabama.
I feel like there might be
no. I think they won that game fair and square. It was
Details. Who
pretty
cares?
convincing win that says that Alabama was the better team. I think we could have kept it closer, but I think Alabama was better.
I feel like there might be another Bearcat or 2 drafted before the end of this round, right?
I think 2 more, man. At least 2 more this
Kobe
round,
Bryant,
right?
and then
Kobe,
and then
Maije.
Oh, and then Beavers. Beavers is still on there.
Jerome Ford, maybe 7th round.
Well, yeah, Jerome Ford, and then Curtis Brooks, I think, is going to get drafted. There's a lot of talk of Brooks.
All right.
Ford,
Will
so, yeah.
the Ravens actually draft a receiver?
Oh, really? Who'd they get?
No, I say will they? I don't know.
Oh, okay. It's like,
That's sad that you guys are actually surprised that they may do what should have been obvious a long time ago.
Yeah. So you got Ritter, Sanders, Kobe, and Beavers as possible 3rd and 4th round picks, I think. And then Brooks, who knows? And then Ford will probably, running backs have been going pretty late.
Have been like 2 or 3 running backs, right?
Yeah, just a few.
Yeah.
Not a ton. One, 2. So 3 running backs so far. All in the second round. Oh, here they're going through their best running backs.
Yeah, we really need some quarterbacks to go.
Why?
Help push the other positional players down to us.
I gotcha. Yeah, we're still got what, 19 picks?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's your punter. Draft Carly Lloyd. I don't know if she could punt because you got to catch it. I feel like field goal kicking is easier for a soccer player. I wouldn't trust a soccer player to catch and then punt it.
You need some background of why Malik Willis has continued to slide. Well, don't worry. The Colts will draft him in 2 picks. I'm being serious.
All quarterbacks have slid, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's...
To me, it makes sense for the Colts to go for a backup and then, or a potential starter, backup, whatever you want to call it, and then Broncos, and then.
I've never been big into Malik Willis, but that was only.
I'm never big into the lower quarterbacks that go to smaller schools.
Well, but he went to Auburn, right? And he just.
Malik Willis? No, he went to Liberty.
He transferred from Auburn, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I just hope they don't draft a receiver.
I mean, did he play it at all at Auburn?
I doubt it.
But if he just seems like. I mean, they got rid of their old coach. Okay, so he played in 12 games at Auburn. Had over a 70% completion rate. He was like a running quarterback. I don't know. don't know, man. He was 8-5 at Liberty.
Travis Jones, they did take him. Oh my God, they did take
What?
Travis Jones. The Ravens, they took Travis Jones.
Oh, really?
Oh,
You should be running you should be running the Ravens war room. Everybody you like, they picked.
I'm just defensive minded. It's crazy.
And offensive line minded.
Oh, that's true. God, Lamar Jackson's probably throwing his phone right now.
Somebody's taking his phone.
he's got to get out. He's got to get his tweet out.
about
He's got to tweet. He's got to get his tweet out, and then I'll throw his phone.
yeah. WTFFFFF.
Whatever he throws it at, he'll probably miss.
I feel for him. I don't like what is going on. They must be in for a trade. This is the only logical thing. They must know that they're trading for a receiver. They must know.
Who?
Debo. It's the only logical thing at this point.
Okay, so what picks do they have left in this draft?
It's not going to be for this draft. It's going to be future picks. It's going to have to be. Because he's worth a first-round pick, right? So it's going to have to be a future first-round pick. Plus, probably another player that they might be willing to trade.
This is their pick.
They picked a
That's it.
tackle.
They don't have anything else in the third round.
You talking about the Ravens?
Yeah. So they're going to have to convince the GM. They're going to have to say, hey, take a fourth round this year, and then we'll give you next year's first round pick. So then that GM's going to have to deal with trading away their best receiver.
It's going to have to be after the draft. This is not like...
Yeah, but why would the 49ers trade?
Because Debo doesn't want to play there at all, and he holds out, then they have to trade him. They have no option. So you might as well get something.
But you could trade him at the end of the season for a first-round pick.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you?
You need a wide receiver. Right? If you trade Debo, you're going to need a wide receiver, right? But all the wide receivers are gone now.
I guess that's true. Yeah, so you're saying it's going to be harder for them to trade him away because they can't get anything in return.
Right. Like if it was at the beginning of the draft.
Honestly, I'm trying to make sense of what Baltimore's doing, okay? I don't understand who they are going to throw to. I mean, their defense is going to be tight. I give them that. They're going to have a nice defense. But who are they throwing it to?
Fortunately, a nice defense doesn't mean anything if you have 0 points on the board.
I don't know what their plan is. Maybe they're... Well, no. We talked about this. We speculated on this last night. I think the Ravens are going to finally implement my dream of the all tight end offense.
But that would require them to actually draft a tight end and not a defensive player.
Well, you could get tight ends later, right?
Yeah. I mean,
there's still tight ends left on the board. I'm just saying, like, what wide receivers are even left at this point? You know? Like, how many draftable wide receivers were ranked? I mean, it can't be.
I think there's one. I might be like.
I mean, you're kind of getting to the point where, like, they're going to run out of just guys.
Yeah, I don't see it. Yeah, I don't know. See, another Bengals player. What is going on?
What's that?
Another Bengals player, but I guess he was a college free agent. We didn't actually draft him. Or did we draft him?
Who?
Andrew Hawkins, the one that's calling out the pick for the Browns.
I can't remember. I don't think
I think he was a college free agent.
No, we drafted him, right? And then he he went to the Browns in free agency?
Yeah, but I don't know if he actually drafted him. I think he was a college free agent.
Oh, I see what you're saying now. I know we drafted was it his brother?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, so the Bengals didn't draft him because he played for Montreal first in the Canadian Football League. Then he played for the Rams. and then he went to the Bengals.
Okay.
Yeah, so they claimed him off waivers in 2011. Added to the active roster after Jordan Shipley was placed on injured reserve. Man, that guy was always getting hurt. Always just getting lit up.
Yeah, he's just too small, dude. Sucks because like he had really good hands. He's very dependable, just too small. Like he would catch everything.
Oh, I just feel like he was constantly getting hit in the head.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the definition of too
was-
small. Can't protect himself. Like,
How do you protect your head?
I don't know. Like you just it's kind of like a natural thing. Some people just know how to protect themselves in the air, and some people don't. I think his thing is that he's so like into the catch that he doesn't pay attention to like the other parts of his body, like his head going into another person's head type deal. Like you ever see like receivers kind of like lit up a little bit before they catch because they see the defensive player. Like I just think he had like really good concentration that like he was just looking at the ball so much that like whatever happened. Like you could just see it because like he would just get blown up. Like
Yeah, I mean he would get lit up. Never understood it, but that makes a little bit of sense.
Like that's what
Browns
made AJ
picked
Green kind of
the
like a freak because like
defensive
he
end.
has a natural way of adjusting everything in air to kind of avoid the
Well,
contact.
maybe it's also the kind of routes you run, right?
Yeah,
Like, if
he's a
you're
bigger
a
body.
slot guy, you got to be you can't catch things standing still, right? Like I felt like he was always kind of like stationary when he was catching it. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Whereas like AJ Green, if he was catching it stationary, is usually on the sideline. You don't really get drilled on the sideline because usually guys are going for the ball.
I don't know. It just seemed like when he did get the ball, he would catch it. And it was usually around third downs to get like first downs and stuff like that. But
Yeah, kind of
Just
like
get
those
blew up.
slant routes over the middle, third down, you're going to get blown up.
it's weird because like you can tell he was tough because he kind of looked like a hockey player. It's like his nose never was like looked right to me. Like it was always crooked. Like you can just tell he got hit a lot. Like
Yeah, I mean, he never seemed to shy away from getting hit. So you can tell he was a tough dude. Maybe that was part of the problem too.
tough, yeah. Sometimes you can be too tough.
Maybe you're too tough and you don't sit out games. You know, maybe you spaced out those big hits a game or two more. Maybe it wouldn't have added up as bad. A right. What is an A right?
Alex Wright, UAB defensive end.
Yeah, that's who the Browns picked. I don't know. So back to the Malik Willis thing. I always thought, like, I just didn't understand how Ritter wasn't ahead of Willis because of all the good things they said about Willis, Ritter had, but he had like way more success.
Because like the arm that Malik Willis has, like because he does have like an elite arm, like he can just throw it a mile, and that's just so impressive. So it's just, but I think a lot of it too is smoke. It's like they want, like if you're one of those teams that are interested in quarterbacks, like you want the hype to be around the wrong guy, right? Like the guy that you're not really interested in.
Right.
So like sometimes I think people like play into that. Sometimes it's true too. Like sometimes, like because like that, like he kind of had like the same hype, or well, I think Josh Allen had a lot more hype actually. But
Yeah. No, Josh Allen was like a guy where like I still like I did not see it. Him and who's the dude that plays for the Chargers? I can't think of anybody's names. So many names past 2 days.
talking about the quarterback,
Yeah, the guy who Justin Herbert.
yeah,
Like those are like the only two dudes I can think of who like their completion percentage just went up drastically from when they're in college to going to the NFL. Usually it's like the other way around.
It's weird. All these teams are taking safeties too, or DB, so it makes me even more happy with our picks.
Yeah.
I like the top end teams are doing what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. Or the teams we have to. Yeah, I mean, like you look at the.
We're
teams
gonna have to beat.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the top end teams on the AFC, like they all reloaded. Like they all have, like on offense, there's like 3 key playmakers, whether it's running back, receivers, or whatever, tight ends. And then it seems like every defense has like 2 really good pass rushers too. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting nervous
Why?
because I really want Dolchich in the 3rd round. That would really set
Really?
it off. Yeah, yeah.
I'd be
That's where I
down for
wanted
that.
him the whole time in the 3rd round.
Get some Bengals gear on Motor Trend. I don't know if that's a good play. I think that guy just dropped it.
Maybe we trade up again.
I don't know that everybody's as
Oh
high
my
on
God!
Dolchich as
There he
you are.
goes. Yep,
What,
I knew
did he
that would
just get
happen.
picked?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I'm like, he's not that good. Picked.
I mean, it makes sense. I think Drew was right. If we really realistically wanted a chance, we would have had to pick him out at the end of the second. But I still think that was a little bit too high for him. But there's no way he was going
Okay,
to
so
fall.
here you go. He went 80.
He's like a mini
Right.
Eifert.
He went 80, and the Bengals picked 63. So the NFL trade value, so that's 190 from 276. So it's 86. So 86 points is a 4th round pick. So top of the 4th round difference.
I still like Isaiah Likely though, but that's a lot later. That's more of a project. But
Yeah, but I guess I mean, Noah Fant got traded, so
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I mean the Bengals would be drafting him for depth, right? Because you expect Hayden Hurst to start. And, Sample is probably your primary blocking tight end.
Another DB.
Been a very corner and receiver heavy draft.
Yeah.
And pass rusher, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't see that. Took Dulcich.
That's funny. So you got the cornerbacks and running backs are like the premier high school and college positions have been in this draft, not really addressed. I won't say quarterbacks devalue in the NFL. It's just that was kind of the story of this draft, was that the quarterbacks there wasn't the top 10 guys. And like the last draft, we had like 3 or 4 guys picked before the Bengals at quarterback.
I mean, I wouldn't go as far to say that last year's quarterback draft class was hugely better than this year's. I mean, the top talent was, but Trey Lance and Zach Wilson weren't. It's just that teams were desperate last year.
Yeah, I still, I still would take Ritter over Zach Wilson.
Yeah, Zach Wilson went 2nd overall and Ritter went in the 3rd round, and it just shows
why
like what teams are there right now with legitimately open quarterback spots. You've got the Seahawks.
Yeah.
And that's like all I can think of, because
Yeah, well, then you would think the Seahawks are going to get Willis, right?
Yeah. I guess they know they can wait.
Yeah. I'm looking to see if they have any more picks in the 3rd round.
I feel like Roma's due now to pick like either like a defensive end or I guess a linebacker.
Yeah, the Bengals like defensive ends and linebackers in the third round, right?
Pick N'Kobe Dean if he's there.
You think? I mean, do
I
they
think
need an
so.
inside linebacker?
It can't hurt.
I don't know. Thought we were set.
I feel like there's got to be something really wrong with him to drop that far.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. I thought that they were going to do the draft in the fountain, and it looks like it's like just in a parking lot.
Yeah, it looks like it's in a random spot. I think where they get dropped off is like right by that lake.
Mm-hmm.
How depressing would it be if Hayden Hurst? Would it be for Hayden Hurst if we drafted a dope tight end? Yeah.
I don't think it matters, right? He's still getting paid. Tight end's like weird though, because it just seems like it's really hard for a rookie tight end to do like a ton, right? Like most rookie tight ends, because you have to learn basically two positions, right? Flot. So what we got 10 more picks.
I guess it's possible we could go after this Sean Ryan.
Who's Sean Ryan?
Oh, yeah.
It's projected to be an offensive guard out of UCLA. 6'5", 321 pounds. Ryan is expected to kick inside to guard after starting 31 games at left tackle at UCLA.
Wait. Did you say a guard with tackle upside?
Bengals like that.
That's what the Bengals like.
Book it.
Okay, so are the Ravens picking before the Bengals? Because that's who the Ravens are going to pick.
No, I don't think they are though. It might be the Steelers though.
Mm-hmm.
You'll always miss CJ. Yeah, CJ was one of a kind. I feel like he'll make his way back though. I expect him to be a Bengal in 2 years. Watch. That's my prediction.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, he literally went to the Jets, and then they signed all those additional offensive weapons. Like, it's just a matter of time that, like,
he went to the Jets for the money. They gave him a really good payday.
I heard we gave him a very similar offer.
Really?
Yeah.
Because the offer he got from the Jets was like pretty good for middle tier tight end.
I guess it was only a 3-year deal anyway, so it's not long to begin with. But I honestly only see him there for like 2 years. That would be my prediction, but you never know. It was a reasonable deal. It was only like $7 million a year, so it wasn't like it broke the bank or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was a similar contract, but I think if anything, usually the difference is that other teams are willing to give a little bit more guaranteed money, and
yeah.
Even if it's like $5 million additional, that's still $5 million more dollars. So why not, right? Like,
yeah, that and he got hurt. I think anytime someone has like their first serious injury,
there he is, N'Kobe Dean. They finally got him.
Yeah,
Eagles.
Man.
It's crazy how far he slid, though.
Yeah.
He must miss. They must know he's gonna miss significant time, like into the season. Or I guess most teams assume that. He looks really good. Like what?
I mean, if he stays healthy, that's the steal of the draft right there.
I don't know.
Well,
I mean,
another
if
Georgia
you're
player.
playing with if you're playing with like 7 first and second rounders, you're gonna look good, man.
That's true.
So I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just that he's just a third. I mean, you're really you third round pick in the NFL at linebacker. I mean, it's still high, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, what did we say? There were 7 Georgia players, so he's the 8th Georgia player picked
Crazy.
in the first 3 rounds. So that means
Most of them are, I think 6 of them are from defense.
That's
they've
crazy.
had 6 defensive players taken in the first 3 rounds.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's why they won the national championship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically a pro team. Like, what the hell?
They're like a good pro team because all those dudes are like super high picks. Like
Yeah.
to have the amount of picks it would take to get all those guys on one NFL team just doesn't happen.
Wait, hold on. Joe Exotic is a huge Bengals fan. That makes sense. That kind of makes sense.
Oh man. I mean it's we have Pete Rose and Joe Exotic, man. Cincinnati is like all class.
Hey, Pete Rose, don't slander Pete Rose like that.
You think Pete Rose is a classy guy?
I don't know if he's classy, but I wouldn't say he's not classy.
Okay.
It's got to be a linebacker. Right. Oh, no. Defensive end or defensive tackle.
Okay.
Woody Harrelson loves the Bengals. There's actually, I feel like there's quite a few celebrities. I know, like, Nick Lachey is a Bengals fan.
Okay.
I feel like there's more, but now I can't think. Oh, and then the guy that was in Ocean's 11, the main actor, he's from Ohio.
George Clooney?
Yeah, he's a Bengals fan. Kid Rock is a Lions fan, but no, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I feel like there's more, but
Seattle has Michael Bublé. I don't think we can compete.
I kind of feel like they're spread out over like in like 3 or 4 spots. 'Cause I feel like where they're drafting is a little bit more exclusive, like where they're actually having the players come out.
Yeah. Do you think that they have this set up because like they don't have their vaccine?
Well, it is outdoors, and they don't have to really wear masks. Because I think Nevada, if
'Cause
you're
I think-
indoors, you have to wear a mask. That was why, like the whole getting
yeah,
a
when
vaccine.
we went to the game, we had to wear the. No, we didn't have to wear masks.
No, you didn't have to if you had the
just have your
vaccine.
shot.
Yeah,
Yeah. But if you don't have a shot, then you have to wear a mask.
DeMarvin Leal. But they already announced the Steelers pick.
Yeah. Leal. And then the Patriots picked
Marcus Jones.
Jones. M. Jones. I don't know. I want to say Marvin Jones, but that's could be. Oh, Marcus Jones.
Marcus Jones.
Yeah. Marvin
Do you
Jones
think
still play for the Lions?
No, I
So do you,
think he plays for the
he plays
Jaguars.
for the Jaguars.
Oh, okay.
He actually did pretty decent with him last year too. That's the crazy part.
He's a good player. I always liked him.
Right. So the Titans, do you think they take Malik Willis then? Because they didn't get Ritter?
I could see that.
Mm,
That would make
Yeah.
sense. That would make a lot of
Yeah.
sense. And this might be a hot take. Why not the
Oh.
Cardinals?
Why not the Cardinals? Why not the Cardinals? Because their quarterback's already asking to be traded and upset. Do you want to like really rattle his cage? Bring in Malik Willis?
But it doesn't sound like they really think he's going to be there next year. So
Worry about that next year? I don't know. I guess it depends, right?
like I said, it's a hot take, but I you know, in a weird, maybe it might be too early in the third round, but if he's still there in the fourth,
that's not a hot take. It's just a statement, a question, right? Why not? I've just given you only one reason why not. I'm not saying it's a good take or a bad take.
or could you see Tampa Bay maybe taking a chance on Malik Willis? I know they got Trask last year, but
I don't think so. Like I think you want a guy who can run the same offense because you like, you know, all your linemen, your receivers and backs are all ready to run one offense. So, you know, that's why like Ritter backing up Marcus Mariota makes a ton of sense, right? Because he can do a lot of the same things. So you don't have to change the offense all around.
yeah. I'd say at the very least, it looks like either the Lions or Washington would probably take him by the end of the third.
The Lions?
Yeah.
I don't think the Lions are going to take him. I think the Lions like Goff. I mean, they're paying him $20-something million. They can't trade him. They're kind of stuck with him.
Just for like a couple of years. Doesn't mean you can't get another guy ready to go and he's
Okay, so you get 2 years of Malik Willis because he's on you only get a 4-year deal as a third round pick.
like, are you
right?
sure Goff is not cuttable after next year?
No, I'm not sure.
Because I feel like his time should be up by next year. I mean, it's been
I'm gonna
like
look that up. Okay. Potential out. So they have a potential out 2023 with 10 million dead cap. I don't know what that means. They can cut him in 2023, but you're right. He only has 2 more years left on his deal. But if they cut him, I need to go to above the cap. Their layout's more simple. Oh, over the cap, above the cap. Okay, here we go. So 2021 has happened. 2023.
it's kind of hard to hear you.
Oh, because I'm reading. So if they cut them in 2020 this year, they have like 30 million in dead cap. But if they cut them next year, they only have 10 million in dead cap.
Oh yeah. So he could definitely be on the board for them.
All right, so it's making sense. Other than the fact that they're completely different quarterbacks. Oh, there you go. Malik Willis to the Titans.
See?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It makes sense because if you have a quarterback that has a year or two left that you kind of have to deal with them, you might as well get those project quarterbacks in.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. But see, he does make a lot of sense for the Titans because, you know, like I thought the Titans for Des Ritter too, because the starter kind of is similar, you know, like the similar skills. So you don't really have to drastically change your offense.
So do you think the Cardinals may have actually were going to pick him? Because why would the Raiders jump? Who were they jumping?
Raiders?
Or I'm sorry, the Titans. Who were they jumping? Because they traded from the 90th to the 86th pick. They only jumped 5 spots, or 4 spots.
So Tannehill, 2022.
I think it's 4 years, 112. They had him on.
Jeez, they're stuck with Tannehill. Dang.
Just at least for one more year.
Yeah, his dead money if they cut him this year is $57 million.
Yeah, but next year it's like same thing. It's like 10, right?
Yeah, next year it's like 10.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, dead money. So yeah, if they cut him, they would most certainly wait until after June 1st. Tannehill would be a $38.6 million dead money with $0 in cap savings. But next year, if they cut him, it's a $10 million. That's still a lot to eat, $10 million for
Yeah,
one player.
but you gotta look at it. It's still a net savings, right? You're paying a rookie quarterback $2 million a year plus a $10 million dead cap. That's $12 million. That's still a lot cheaper than the $30 million, right? So it's a win.
Yeah, but it says his base salary in 24 and 25 is void. So they have like no salary in 24 and 25 for Tannehill, and it's just a prorated bonus for the 2 years.
Just saw an interesting idea here, and it says the Bengals are drafting to defend, are trying to replicate the wide receiver rooms the Bengals drafted.
What?
Bengals are drafting this year to try and defend the teams that are drafting to copy their receiver room.
Oh, yeah.
defend,
so
yeah.
Everybody else is
Yeah.
going to draft Jamar Chase.
Or, well, they're trying to.
Yeah, what a joke. But I follow. I agree with the generally, but I think the premise is a joke. It's just like, yeah, just draft a Hall of Fame wide receiver. And then pair him with another really good wide receiver. And then a good slot guy. Defensive end, San Diego. So now you got 7 picks to go. Yeah, I could see like Matt Carroll or Sam Howell going to the Tampa Bay or the Raiders. They could use a backup, right?
Yeah.
I
In
know they have
Washington.
Kyle Trask,
Okay.
Blaine Gabbert.
Oh, whoa. They have the Blaine Gabbert? Never mind.
Yeah.
I take it all back.
I'm more interested in Kyle Trask.
Yeah, Trask ain't bad, actually.
Especially because now we're getting to see a young quarterback develop behind Brady. Interesting. Because, I don't think we've ever really seen that before.
They got a receiver.
Yeah. Who?
Cowboys.
Oh. Tolbert. So that's another receiver that the Ravens can't get.
That was like their guy.
I'm serious though. Like, I mean, they have to get that guy.
They're
from
trading for a
the-
receiver.
that-
I don't care what anyone says. That is clearly what they're doing. There's no way they
They're
can
gonna
be
have
this
to
oblivious.
get Marky Mark be their receiver. Vince, Invincible. That's what they need. They need to have like a parking lot tryout.
Maybe they do something with Metcalf. You never know. Maybe that's I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what is Seattle going to do for a quarterback? Who's their quarterback? Drew Lock?
Yeah.
Lock or
They're
Geno
not going
Smith.
to roll out there with Drew Lock. Well,
Pick your pick.
I guess.
Geno Smith or Drew Lock.
Woof. I remember when Geno Smith first went in. It was like I think it was like a night game, and he was looking good. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe it was just coaching. And then like it was sort of like it was going great, and then it went off the rails, and I was like, pick, 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 and I was like, oh, Geno Smith is still Geno Smith. I hope the Bill. I hope everybody in the rest of this round pick wide receivers.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah. Bills picked a linebacker.
Well, I feel like Green Bay kind of has to pick a receiver again, right? Like they're still kind of low on
Yeah.
receivers.
Yeah, you would think. Okay, so this should not even be in a highlight package. Like that quarterback held the ball for like an hour.
They got to get a highlight package. They got to have at least some stuff.
Yeah. I mean, like they sent him all the way around the line, and he just chased down the quarterback because the guy held on to it for like 10 seconds.
I feel like the Raiders always pick receivers, so why not?
Jalen Tolbert, South Alabama.
That's a really cool helmet, actually.
Yeah. Oh wow. Ravens traded for I forgot they signed Devontae Adams. There's so many guys moved around this year that's like
No, it went
hard to
kind of
keep
crazy
track of.
this year.
Offensive line, linebacker, quarterback are teams' needs, but let's hope they pick a wide receiver. What was that?
Huh?
What was that sound?
You heard a sound?
Yeah.
It's like a notification or something.
Yeah. Maybe it was on my end. That Chanel guy is still around.
You just jinxed it, Eric.
Oh, my bad.
Honestly, I could see the Raiders picking that guy like that.
Yeah. Marcus Allen and Wayne Newton. That's what I think of when I think of the Raiders. Wayne Newton.
Wayne Newton's got that Raiders black hair. Like, that's natural.
I think he's like 900 years old. So you gonna sing Donkashay? You ever seen somebody make more of a career out of one song than Wayne Newton?
Oh, there's the guard. I could have been a player that the Bengals possibly targeting, but I still think there's that. There's this the tackle from Georgia. Slayer could be an option for third round if you want like a versatile.
Jeremy Ruckert.
Who?
Jeremy Ruckert. I want a tight end.
Oh, from Ohio State.
6'6", 250. So,
I mean, if he's a good blocker, then yeah, I'd take him.
I want Kelly Joseph.
he's a good run blocker and is a possession receiver. So it kind of fits perfectly.
Is this the ESPN rankings we're looking at?
Yeah, I'm looking at the ESPN ones.
Okay.
So yeah, so the top two are quarterbacks, Carroll and Howell.
Okay.
Winfrey, I don't know. I think we had an interview with him, right? His name sounds familiar.
I don't know. Can't get.
I guess there is Ruckert. That's a possibility. I still think Sean Ryan, if this is accurate, makes sense. But also that he's not even on this list right here, but there is a lineman from
There it is.
from Georgia. There he is. Jamiri, or is it Jamiri Sawyer? I think could be our pick too. Because he's also versatile. Like, he can play tackle if he needs to. He's only 6'3". That's it. He's kind of short.
Yeah, maybe Kirby Joseph.
What? For the Bengals?
Yeah. Or
Safety?
Nick
Another
Cross.
safety?
Let's do it.
Huh.
Oh my gosh.
Let's fix the position. There you go. Nick Cross ran the fastest 40 of all the safeties. What about that tackle from Minnesota? 6'8", 384.
So we're, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks away.
Kobe Bryant. 25th. Best available. He plays corner.
running
I
back.
do like I do like the idea of Ruckert. So Green Bay, I'm gonna guess Green Bay is gonna go with David Bell.
David Bell.
Yeah. Yeah.
More picks.
Oh, nope. They got Ryan.
The offensive lineman.
Yep.
Aw, man.
Oh, Perrion Winfrey. I thought he was like supposed to be like a first round grade.
Mm,
I like that for the Bengals.
I still think we still might get that Georgia lineman
Hmm.
or that tight end or possibly a linebacker. Seems like our best options.
Position.
Okay, yeah, so they're all there, right? You got Winfrey, Chanel, and Jeremy Ruckert. Also, I
And
like
Slayer
the
or
I like
Sayer or
the
whatever.
I kind of like the idea of this Danielle Faele guy.
But if you're looking at tight end, I wouldn't Isaiah Likely. I know they're tied to him, so that wouldn't surprise me if they pick him instead. But
I like the 6'8" tackle that weighs almost 400 pounds.
who's that?
The guy from Minnesota, Danielle Faele.
I don't even see him.
How can you miss him? He's 400 pounds.
There goes the running back.
Oh, really? I thought
Oh,
he'd be good. I thought the Niners would be a good spot for Jerome Ford.
I forgot about Zach Tom.
Ooh, do the Panthers pick a quarterback?
Why not?
I bet you they picked that guy from North Carolina, that Sam Howell guy.
Panthers have a really weird dynamic. Because there's like videos of this and stuff, and it happens openly on social media. Robbie Anderson who receiver Panthers does not like Sam Darnold.
Oh yeah.
It's not even it's just because he's bad. He played with that on the Jets, and then he got away from the Jets, and then Sam Darnold followed him.
Hmm.
It's really weird because that's not usually something you see.
Oh, Broncos are playing the Seahawks. Nice. That'd be a good game. Bengals versus Bucks. Holy moly. Oh, okay. I thought they were revealing like the first week. I was like, that's gonna be an insane first week.
What about Kingsley Inagbar? Defensive end, 6'4", South Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Remember when the Bengals only drafted like 6'5" or taller defensive ends?
Hmm.
Because those were the only guys that could tackle Ben Roethlisberger. So they needed guys that could like bring him down when they got there. So the suspense is killing me. Which one of these safeties are the Bengals going to get?
I mean, if you're asking me, obviously Kirby Joseph. I mean, he's got the length and speed that you would want in a safety. So
Yeah, see, I would
I
go.
don't see how we pass
I would
up on a
go
guy
with-
like that.
I would go with Nick Cross because I just want to go full speed. I want a guy that hits that B button nonstop.
Maybe we actually trade out of this pick.
Oh, that would be such a. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't mind, but like, got through this entire third round.
Running back. Oh wait, no.
Matt Corral, Ole Miss. Oh, I thought for sure they'd take the guy from Carolina.
Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, see, they waited too long for the quarterbacks.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Todd's best offensive line, Danielle Faeli.
I think it's Fa'alele. I think
Okay.
Falele. That's Mr. Falele to you.
Yeah.
I remember reading something about him somewhere.
A
That he
6'8",
was
400 or 385-pound left tackle or right tackle.
yeah.
Just like,
I
yeah.
remember
If I
reading an
said it,
article
it would-
about him
Yeah.
like 6 years ago about how like about how he was going to be this next huge lineman.
He is huge.
Oh yeah. So I guess now he's finally making it.
So I guess we're down to Winfrey, Chanel, Ruckert, Falele,
Yeah.
or Slayer if they want someone's a little bit more interior. Oh, and then I'll put one more, and that would be that Inagba or Ignagbear.
Oh, yeah. The defensive end.
Yeah.
Oh, so they have 5 picks left.
Why do I feel like they're going to trade down? Like I just feel like
That'd be nice. Uh-oh. What happened here? The draft cast glitched. It looked like something big happened.
something big happened.
No, the thing glitched.
Oh,
Like it looked like the trade that you were talking about looked like it happened.
okay.
But
All
then
right, it says the
went
pick
away.
is in.
There we go.
It's kind of cool that they changed the color, I guess, to the team that's picking.
Yeah.
Zachary Carter.
What?
Zachary Carter,
Zachary Carter, defensive tackle.
Florida.
Oh,
Interesting. But it makes sense, tackle, though.
yeah.
I would assume this probably means we're not re-signing Ogunjobi.
I think that pretty much nails it. But you know what that means? Most likely we're going to resign Spain. I think at this point, right? Because past the third round, are we really going to get something better than what we have?
Oh. The Bengals pick is in just in time for commercials.
Wait, what? You didn't see the pick?
Well, they're showing it on the bottom, but they're showing commercials on ESPN.
I'm on
They're
NFL
showing
Network.
it.
They're actually showing the highlights.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So he's 6'4"?
26 tackles for loss, 17 sacks. That all sounds good. 2021, 7.5 sacks from a defensive tackle. That's really good.
Says he's a tweener, strong side, defensive end, 3 technique. Yep, that makes sense. That's basically it's what we like. He doesn't have flexibility or closing speed to regularly get to the quarterback, rushing off the edge. He's at his best shooting gaps as a run defender. That's good. That's actually what we need help with. Especially like up the middle.
Yeah. Okay. So,
It's pretty tall for a defensive tackle.
yeah. He must have played defensive end. I think you're right.
Well, yeah, on his little thing on ESPN, basically he's versatile. Like can go on the end or edge and interior,
Mm-hmm.
which makes sense because we like people that can rotate in and out. So yeah, I pretty much
Yeah.
tells us that what's his face is not coming back. But it makes me feel like we're probably going to resign Spain anyways.
I don't know. I still don't know that means that Ogunjobi is not coming back. I mean, it reads a lot like, what's his face? Who's the guy from Moeller? Sam, right? Sam something.
Sam
Hubbard.
Hubbard?
Yeah, like his stuff reads a lot like Hubbard, right? It seems like he's like a guy that's going to rotate in and out with Sam Hubbard.
Makes sense.
Wasn't Ogunjobi more on the inside?
Yeah. He's more interior.
He's a pure defensive
Yeah.
tackle.
Yeah, so I mean, you just need more edge guys. So he just seems like he's gonna rotate in and do the same thing that Hubbard does, right? Kind of a tallish, kind of quick but not fast, not flexible, but like a guy that can get some sacks, but is mostly like a run defender. Oh, Nick Cross.
He
You know,
went to the Colts.
yeah. See, I could be the Colts GM. You could be the Ravens GM. All right. So grade. What are you grading this pick, Drew?
I think in a void, I like it because I think maybe he should have gone a little bit higher,
Mm-hmm.
like in the draft overall. But I feel like it's not really what we needed the most. I would have preferred Ruckert, but like if he falls to the 4th round and we get him there or something like that, would be nice. Oh, I mean C plus.
Okay. Josh?
I feel like feel like I'm a little bit higher on the pick, but I mean, I probably would have went a little bit of a different direction, but I trust in what they can see versus what we can see. But I would give it a B as of right now. It's hard to say because we don't know, like, yeah, I mean, in the reality of the situation, we're at the point now where, like, anyone that we pick besides the punter is probably not going to get that much playing time anyways. At this point, they're all going to be, like, role players or depth pieces. So,
Yeah.
it's really going to be hard for anyone coming in at this point to make a huge impact.
Except for a defensive lineman. So,
Well,
I
we
like
get value there because he's a rotational guy, so he's just a depth piece.
Right. Yeah, I give it an A. I like it. It makes I see like his profile reads like Sam Hubbard, a tall defensive end from Florida in the 3rd round. Makes me think of Carlos Dunlap. So,
I mean,
you know,
SEC, so that's always a bonus.
Yeah. So I like it. I'll give it an A. It's hard to pick at the end of the 3rd round. So, but this guy looks like, I mean, you can never have too many guys off the edge, you know, defensive linemen, defensive ends. And like the way the Bengals do it, they seem to get a lot of production out of those guys. I mean, I'm thinking back to the season last year, and they got a lot of good contributions from kind of our middle round defensive ends. I feel like they do a good job identifying those guys and finding a role for them. And, you know, even like the guys that didn't play a lot got nicked up. So you need to have depth. So I like it.
Kirby Joseph. There goes our safeties.
Yeah. See? Boom, boom. All right. So the Bengals are done. You want to call it a wrap then?
Yeah, we can call it. Interested to see how this next day goes. So hopefully they finish strong. And hopefully we get that punter either in the 6th or 7th round. That would be my only other. Well, and then potentially another tight end at some point. That as well.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Catch you guys later.
Yep. See you guys.